Hey, I wasn't going to do an intro, but I lost where it was. Ruben's joining us, and Dom's trying to explain to us why aliens can fly all the way through space, and then they just crash on our planet for some fucking reason.
Hey, listen, all I know is that...
Hey, what's going on?
No, nation, right here.
No. What is going on? There's going to be a lot of suspense being handled out today. I don't know what's going on. We have Ruben. It's great that he's here, and he walks into a complete train wreck, a literal train wreck. Literally. At one point, Ruben has to say, "Hold on, everybody. Yeah, I cannot take this. What he's saying is true. What he's saying is not." And then we get nubs flash on the screen. This is absurd. I hope you didn't pay more than $1.99 for that. Ruben?
Oh, I didn't pay more than $1.99.
For the nubs?
I paid more than $1.99 for my nubs.
Oh.
Yes.
Really?
I didn't get one.
Really? Hey, you know how bad nubs is? Even Ruben doesn't buy them. That's how bad it is.
It's coming back.
Put that on a t-shirt.
I'm getting suspended because I'm going to boycott the show until they let me review all the episodes of Nubs.
I might suspend myself. Here we go. Let's say hi to the people in the chat. Vader Prime. Is Vader Prime first?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. All right. Looking forward to Star Wars Sunday. Have a great show, guys. Cheers, cheers. Sweet. Wookie joined up for a new member. You know what? Before I do go, I've got to go out of town for a bit. But before I do, we're going to see if at Wednesday night on TAC I could finish off a story that I said I couldn't tell in public. So maybe for our members, if you member up, we'll get that story going there. GT Key Comics. Thumbs up. Hello. Thumbs up. Hello. Thumbs up again. Joe, what do you... Dom needs it today. Dom needs it today. Joe Doolins. Hey, all. Nice boobies. There you go. That's for Dom.
That's awesome.
Eric Hurd. Hi. Ed saying hi for the algorithm. Back to regular schedule lurking. Nice. Thank you, Ed. Reef the Sea Forever. Who this used to be? It used to be somebody else. Yo.
What up?
Reef the Sea.
Yeah, Reef the Sea used to be some. He used to have is Reef something else. Jeffrey Drake. Hello all. Ed. Hey, what's going on? Dwayne Scott. Hello.
Dwayne.
Yo. LOL. Dart. Okay. Lopez, whatever his job is, it must go to the suckiest states in America. I think he was in North Dakota. That state sucks. He was on Montana. Sucks. Now he's in Ohio. Really sucks. I mean, I don't know what to get. Somebody's got to help that kid do something because it's pretty crappy. Who copped Star Wars CDC? I didn't buy any. I'm cool. I'm good.
You know, I missed the black and white variant of.
You didn't miss anything.
Mando. No, I actually missed it for $52.
Wow.
You fell through? You said?
I fell asleep. It was on eBay and freaking on auction, and I fell asleep, and it sold for $52.
You'll get one for cheaper. Just wait for it.
Does Ohio really qualify as a state? I don't know.
Ohio's a great state.
There's nothing great about it. What's up, anyway?
Brother lives in Ohio.
Everybody knows you're on the men. How's everybody know you're on the men, Ruben?
I posted things that we had a local con, and a friend of mine went for me, and I said I couldn't go because I had an injury.
Yeah.
An IG? I don't know.
Doesn't do it.
Yeah. I'll probably check it next week. So, Ohio is Michigan's toilet. It is. I check it about once every 2 weeks, man. I'll be honest. I do. If I get tagged, Dom tags me in all types of stuff. You know what I mean? I get tagged by chefs always tagging me and stuff. I don't know. Alex Knight's going. Nobody cares, Lopez. Okay. So we've got news. We've actually got something to talk about. Very interesting. Good thing we have Ruben and Darth. And I actually want to, or Ruben and Dom, sorry. And I want to see where they stand on something, because this week something went a little bit under the radar, and something was way overblown that was dog shit. We also have got Wayseeker here before he takes his sabbatical for being suspended for pushing this crappy kids TV program and Santa Stars bullshit on us. So he will review one last time before he goes into suspension, reviewing the hot quote unquote books or whatever we put down for the headline, because it's summertime, Marco. So what do you want me to do? I've been drinking and driving outside on a boat and fishing. All right, let's get into the news. Do we have any news at all?
We got news.
You got news.
Nothing
Hey,
should trigger. Nothing should trigger Dom this week, but you never know with Dom.
You purposely put stuff in here to trigger him.
I did.
Dom's gonna have an easy 2 weeks.
I don't think I did this week. I don't think there was anything I could
might.
find. I really did look, but I'm like, I can't even. There's nothing even on the news to trigger Dom.
I don't care. JJ used to do it all the time to me, so I'm glad that it's going to you. What's going on, Bruce?
Oh yeah, no, there is one thing. There's one thing that triggered Dom, which is the real
Dude,
news.
you know how many people tag me with this?
The real news.
Holy
shit.
shit.
You know, we said last week there's no way. Dom's like, no, we're going all the way. So put it right up top. Official numbers via Ford for pre-production, $49 million, significantly less than Andor is what Disney has spent. So it will be higher. Don't get me wrong. You're going to go post-production. You're going to do all your marketing, but you're not getting anywhere close to,
All right, you know what? Listen.
What you're saying.
I actually looked it up. No, you're absolutely right. Hey, listen, I was wrong on it. I'll be honest with you. Hey,
wow.
I'll take it. I'll take it on the chin on that. But what else I found out about the damn Acolyte?
Oh my god! No! Stop! Just take it on the chin on that one because I cannot deal with any more. People are supposed to. I don't think paying attention to messages anymore.
There's no war. It's not no wars in this. So there's no wars, no space wars. And now they're saying
I said that last week. There's no wars.
There's no blasters.
That's why are you spoiling the news? It's coming up here.
Oh, you know that. Okay, that's the thing that bothers me.
Hold on. This is the thing. Dom, stop, because Pete no longer is taking people's messages. So I got like 20 people sent me. Let me explain something really quickly. 2 things. One, if they film something and they take pictures of it in a certain area, I don't care if they use it for B-roll, C-roll, D-roll. It's still filming a local area, okay? They filmed it for the fucking TV show. Number 2, I don't care what Dom says. If I say it's not true, I don't need proof that it's not true. I know it's not true. So don't send me all this shit, dude. It just wastes my head and I get fucking migraines, okay? Thank you very much. And the PSA.
Yeah. Anyway, this one I just right off the bat, get out of the way. So we got news this week on Lando. I said last week the reason that he wasn't going forward was because the script sucked. And this week they found out that he's actually writing the script with his brother.
Sure he is. Sure
they're moving forward with it. He's really excited. Unfortunately, the writer who had previously wrote the script found out via Twitter that he was no longer involved in the project. So that was not the great way for Disney to share news like that. But hey, I'm looking forward to it. I think this is the right way.
No, absolutely not looking forward to this. It'll never come out. This is just going to be something that's kicked down the road.
Right, now, this is the thing. You know, it's going to be – so they already made Lando different from what Lando was, you know, and I actually liked his portrayal Lando in Solo. Now we got to see how it's going to be for a series. He has his brother writing it, and he's going to be involved. Because he's Lando. How are they going to write it?
I don't ever like nepotism like that. That's all I'm saying.
How it's going
to never turns out to work well. Nepotism like this never works well. It just doesn't work well.
He's written other stuff before, and it's written well. He's written
but
this is not somebody who has never done this before.
No, he has not done Star Wars stuff before. That's not true.
He's written projects.
No, and the only reason he got this job was because his brother was the actor. Yes or no?
Oh, you mean? But yeah, no. But Donald's going to be the main person that writes the series.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this.
If you were Donald, do you put Han Solo in it?
No. Please don't. Please don't.
I'm saying.
No, I mean, look, I'm different than Dom. I don't want you to ruin my favorite character anymore.
There you go.
Like,
see?
Right there. Yeah, no. I'm saying Atlanta is quite good. I get that. But the only reason this dude is writing Star Wars is because his brother said, I either quit or my brother's writing a Star Wars series with me. That is the only reason. That's 100% nepotism. And Atlanta, hold on. They had a pitch Atlanta. They had already written Atlanta. They started out, and his brother said, I'll star in this TV show to help you out. That's cool because I also want to get writing credits on it. That's different than what's happening here. That's way different. That's 2 different things, JJ. 2.
Well, listen, what can the TV show possibly be about? You know, his early adventures, like he's gonna get the
how they're gonna tell you how he gets Lobo. They're gonna tell you. I mean,
Billy Williams is
banging aliens around. Hopefully banging aliens around the whole.
Or they could do the little maneuver in the Battle to Nab, because that was actually a line in a movie.
Yeah,
they found out about my little maneuver in the Battle to Nab. They could do something around that, whatever that actually is in this current canon.
Yeah, I'm all in. This is great.
Joe, once again, they stayed in their genre. Thank you very much. Number 2, I get what you're saying, is they had written before. I'm not saying they don't write good stuff. I'm just saying how they got this job is what I don't like.
Look, let's put it this way. I think Solo, if they do the time period where this is going to be, it's got to be the 10 years. It's got to be the same time period as Solo and.
They have Lando. They have Lando comics. They have Lando books without Solo in it. You don't have to. No, you don't have to have Solo in this. And it could be when he's a little bit younger. They could de-age him maybe a little bit. Put a little makeup. Can't you put a little makeup on him?
Oh yeah, for
Make
sure.
him look younger. And then you could have Daddy Lando rolling around. And it could be like, like the Breaker. What was it? Was it the Freemakers where they had Daddy Lando rolling around in the pitmobile? Dom, Ruben, are you laughing? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, hey, listen, if they do that, I take everything back. If Daddy Lando shows up in the Disco Cruiser, game over. Fucking over. I'm good, bro. But I have a feeling they're gonna take it too serious.
Narrate the chronicles of like when he was in the Millennium Falcon in Solo, he's talking to himself about his adventures. They could do it like that. Have Billy D. Williams narrating it, and then he'll go into his adventure.
Dude, he can't even talk anymore.
Yeah, really. My man Billy's in rough shape, bro. God bless him.
Yeah. I mean, I would love for that to happen, Dom, but I don't think that's realistic with his health right now.
Yeah,
he was just at a con. He just signed at a con. He was at a con. That
I hear wasn't doing good,
and I hear he can barely walk.
He might. I mean, I'm not saying anything, but his bodily movements might not be. He might use a bag. Like, man. He ain't in a good spot. It's sad.
It's sad.
It's really sad.
I would like that, but that's just not. I don't think.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool if they did, but it's unfortunate. No, it just.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I hope. Like Ruben knows what I'm talking about. There is some good, and same thing with what he said. There's some good storylines. I mean, there's like how he got into Cloud City. You could always do that one too. I mean, there's a couple of them. He's got the gay twin couple that he had in the one book, and you could do.
Was that the two assassins that the leopard?
Yeah. We could get to that. I mean, he's got so many stories. But once again, how he got the ship in the first place, then you can go over there. Oh, I mean, like the cake fetish thing that he got into. You can get to. I mean, there's a lot of cool things you can do. Do I think they're going to do that
from Rebels? Right?
Huh?
You can do the puffer pigs from Rebels.
They could do puffer pigs from Rebels.
When you got
that would be stupid. That's probably what they're going to do. That's stupid as shit. That's so dumb.
Yeah, but at least he got hit in the nuts by Hera. She kicked him in the nuts. That was good.
No, I think it'll be good. I think he'll do a good job.
It does make me wonder if Vader's going to be involved now. Now that you guys are talking about it.
Oh no.
Because they had
He's
some
kind though. I hear some
kind of past. They had some kind of past in Empire Strikes Back.
No, did they?
This Lando was talking to Vader like no one's ever talked to Vader.
No, that was only because they made the deal already with him. He'd already been there.
I don't know. It seemed like they had a past.
I just hope they don't do it. He could run. Hey, this is it though. This is how they could introduce Hondo.
Yep, you're right. Yeah.
There you go.
Would it be worth it? It's not worth it to have Solo there, but would it be worth it if this show is a complete disaster, but we get live Hondo? Would it be worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nub comes from nowhere.
All right. So the show could be worse than the last Star Wars movie we had. It could be all-time worst Star Wars movie of all time. Right? Could make no fucking sense.
He's not going to be. He's a good actor. But
he's a good actor. No. Hey, I thought he was great at
writing. It's the writing that people don't understand. You have bad writing. You have great acting, but sucky writing.
Because I really, even before this, like, what part of Lando are we all dying to fucking find out about? Like, I'm joking around with Dad and the Disco Falcon, but like, what story from Lando?
Again, that's why I don't mind it. This is not a legacy character where I feel like you can't touch.
And is Donald and Steven not involved in the writer's strike right now?
No, they are. It'll be after. So we have to be after that. Who knows? He might have already started writing it because it sounds like it's been in place for quite a while.
Okay.
So
That's how he got him on it. He told him, "Hey, don't worry about it. We're going to say we're not writing it, or we started writing it a long time ago. Just put us on there and kick off the other guy, so me and my brother can get it."
You can find out how it became, how it became involved.
He sounds like a strike breaker to me. That's what he sounds like.
Do we really buy that some of these people aren't, writing right now? I don't buy that.
Listen, there are people writing, but they just can't put out there.
That's the difference between taking somebody's job away from them so that you and your brother could get a job by crossing the line, bro.
Hey,
that's it.
Hey, freaking
Scab.
Dubs has a good point. Boba Fett could be in it.
Boba Fett could be in it.
He could be.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ruin that character much more, so let him have it. Just don't put Han in it, please. All right, next story.
Rosario Dawson, I guess, serenaded Danny DeVito in a stormtrooper costume. That was one of the big news of the week whenever they were doing their mansion. I guess they're in the mansion movie or whatever together. And so she gave him a nice little dance in a stormtrooper costume.
Oh, damn. I want to see that.
Would you like to see that?
Yes, I would like to see her dance.
Wait, she danced for him or she serenaded him?
She did a little dance. Yeah, both. Yeah.
I love to see her in the Leia bikini.
Also, she shared that Dave Filoni made complete pre-animation storyboards for all the episodes. So
that does not surprise me.
That doesn't surprise me either. So I didn't know which one you'd rather know more about, but it was in the same article. We got both these pieces of information that she shared. So Dom's definitely wants to see the dance.
It's going to get leaked.
Yeah, they'll let that out.
Yeah, Danny DeVito, guy, man.
What is Danny DeVito a big Star Wars guy?
I guess he's a big Star Wars fan. Yeah,
I guess. Right?
Oh, yeah.
What's their relationship with each other, though?
They're in a movie together.
Oh,
The Haunted Mansion. They just
okay.
The one that just came out, right? Or it's coming out.
It's
whatever it is. So that was that one. This is the one Dom's all upset about.
Oh.
He's all mad because Acolyte's not going to feature any blasters. However, they did promise that
we're going to have a bunch of lightsabers
everywhere, and they're going to be better than Phantom Menace. What would you rather have, Dom?
Why is everything
awesome lightsaber fight?
Yes, everything is better than George Lucas's.
You use this picture.
They want to keep making things better.
Crazy.
Better than George Lucas. They got to stop this.
Why? Why can't they just have lightsabers? It's Jedi going against each other. Why do they need
hold on. George Lucas wants to make shit better than George Lucas. What are you talking about?
I want this to. I'm telling you, this better not fail. This better be everything that it's supposed to be. And if it's not,
I can guarantee one thing about this: it's going to be better than Book of Fett. Lock it in. Lock it in.
That was done on purpose.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
You've gone full conspiracy theory now.
We're so much better than blasters. So, we should be happy. We're getting more lightsaber battles.
But I want to say everything's supposed to be better in this.
That shitty blasters that miss all the time and everybody can deflect.
More lightsabers, more this, more that, more this, more that. More checking off boxes. Story better be freaking good.
This is not checking off.
What are you talking about? Before I give Dom what he's about to get, let me give Sticks one. Sticks gets one every once in a while.
Yes.
Ring the bell. Okay, now let me deal with this Dom situation.
What?
There you go. Read it. What does it say?
Word salad.
That's what you just said.
No, I just said.
You said like I'm saying, checking boxes, like I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Dude, what is that? If you have something to say, say it. But hey, you said no blasters, no war. I don't think there's one Star Wars fan that was like, hey, you know what, bro? I'm going to pick up this fucking toilet roll and act like it's a blaster. Hell no. They're like, this bitch is a lightsaber. It's a light motherfucking saber. And this fucking place just went, yo, fuck a blaster. We're giving you a bazillion ass lightsabers. And you go, better check. That's checking off boxes. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? No, fuck. Wayseeker, fuck you for this article. Fuck you, Ruben, for laughing. Dom, I don't understand what that means.
Story better be good. I'm more worried about the story. The story better be good. It better not freaking be a shit story just to put out what they want to put out.
It's going to be better. It can't be worse than Book of Fett. So there you go.
Tom, it can't be worse. We want. They're not giving us checking out boxes. They're giving us what we want. We want lightsaber battles.
Yeah, I don't think there's a fucking person.
Nobody wants more blaster fights.
Dom, come on, man. When you were a kid, did you go outside and go, okay, brother, you can have the lightsaber, and I'll be the stormtrooper with the fucking blaster.
Shit, I was always Boba Fett or Han Solo when I played freaking Star Wars, man. I wanted the blaster.
You want to use your flamethrower then, right?
Yeah.
Let's do a blaster or flamethrower. If you're Boba Fett, you pull out the flamethrower.
Listen, the story. Look, all I know is, look, you can give me all this stuff. I want to be excited, but the story better be fantastic. That's all I'm asking.
Okay, well, think about it like this. Okay, when Andor came out and said there were no lightsabers, everybody was pissed, and that was one of the greatest things.
I enjoyed it,
so this is saying no blasters, only lightsabers.
Hold on, man. It's about acolytes. We're waiting. Everybody's ranting and raving, hoping for Siths.
You know what?
And all of a sudden, we hear there's no blasters.
No.
All we're gonna have is lightsabers. Guess what? Motherfucking chance that there's gonna be some Sith showing up. Pretty fucking good. Acolytes have red. Hey, with that being said, acolytes do have red lightsabers also, not just Sith. Acolytes do too.
Yeah.
But either way, it's fucking pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, this is one you should be excited about. I actually thought that you'd be happy about this one. Like, I was not trying to set you up for this one.
I'm not happy.
This is what we want.
Director,
why aren't you happy?
Director. I do not like her.
This is the news everybody wanted to.
Why? You didn't even see her movie. And everybody says the last thing she did was great.
I don't like her. I don't like what she said. She said a lot of comments about things that I do not like that.
You just got to stay, once again.
No.
Stay on the internet.
I know. I don't like her, the way she's putting things that she
I don't know, man. I heard her in Celebration. She sounded like a fucking fan, and she sounded like she was going to do it.
Everybody sounds like a fan of Celebration.
No, that's not true.
Come on.
No, that is not true. There's a lot of people who it's like, oh, you got that printed out and given to you by your fucking agent, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, even, I mean, Dawson, for as much as everybody says that, I'm not quite sure she was a Star Wars fan. Let's be real about it. It just seemed, some people were saying, hey, it'd be really cool if she played this part. She'd have a lot of good parts going on. She's like, yeah, I guess I can play that fucking part. She didn't seem to know much. And then she's like, yeah, I'm Star Wars fan. I'm going to strip tease the fucking Danny DeVito in a fucking stormtrooper outfit. I mean, good. I mean, every once in a while you want to see some old movies. I get it. But, like, I'm just saying, maybe not. When you got people like, dude, who else? Oh, yeah, your man who played Kanan. He never sounded like a Star Wars fan. Not once. Not once had he ever sounded like a Star Wars fan. Turned out that he wasn't. Who else? Oh, you know who, too? John Boyes, who you, for some reason, are defending. That dude's never won. I mean, he was great on The Block. The dude who played fucking, I don't know what these actors' real names are. Who's the kid that played on The Block? The kid with his on The Block. The British movie. The British kid.
You talking about Finn? Yeah,
Finn. Yeah, Finn.
Oh,
he's a Star Wars fan. He's
no, he isn't. No, he isn't. Dude, you didn't hear him the first time he came out? He was not. I think he's a big
Star Wars fan. He's disappointed.
No. It was before he got disappointed.
Yeah.
Anyways,
and I think I know what Mark was talking about. It seems like he saw them maybe once and was like, "Oh, I'm a big fan." He's not like us. He doesn't do deep dives. He doesn't do all that stuff.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, this is cool. I'd love to be in this," but it wasn't like
fan.
He was
Moving forward, we got some news this week and there's a new reference book coming out this fall about the rebellion, and they revealed the name of the clone from Obi-Wan, which we were all dying for.
Yeah,
this was Nax. So right here.
Wait, Nax didn't.
Go ahead.
What?
I sent you a picture. I sent you this a while ago.
No, they just revealed it this week.
No, I can show you guys.
Before you do this, nobody's shooting first in this show. I'll give it to you for that.
They revealed it this week that his name is Nax.
Who'd you think it was, Dom?
Ring the bell.
So, in the episode not Clone Wars, freaking Bad Batch. What's his face? At the Post. What was his name again? What's his face? I'm going to freaking blank. I'm tired. Friggin' who's the sharpshooter again? I'm friggin'
Hey, I pulled out when I should have of Obi-Wan.
What?
Crosshair.
Thank you. No, totally blank. No, I'm saying when he had the episode where he was on the Post, the Frozen Planet.
Yeah.
Where, who was the guy? The clone.
He died.
I know he died. That's what I was saying. Wait, what was his name? That clone.
I don't remember. But yeah,
he died. Why? What's the point we're getting at here?
No, I thought
that was this guy.
Yeah, no, I was saying, but he died. I was thinking in my head, saying to myself.
Yeah, this is the first time we've got his name, and his name is Knack. So we don't know anything about him.
So nobody cares. We could have a story on him. I'd like that. And we're going to talk about a novel later, so it's good.
Yeah, no, it could be they got this one. We also got the identity of some of the Jedi that were trapped in the fortress from the Obi-Wan. We knew one of them was Terrace and Nube. They confirmed that. One of them was one of the younglings from the opening scene with the helmet. His name is Ferris. So we got
that kid. Okay,
Ferris
so we got
Ferris drew his day off.
Youngling Ferris, and then this Jedi is Jedi Valerie Tide, who I don't know anything about. They just said that she, went into hiding, but she had a necklace with the Jedi emblem on that she wore all the time, which seems really stupid to me. Like, why would you go into hiding and wear a Jedi emblem necklace? But hey,
Kenobi turned out to be a real pile of shit. So this explanation sounds like it's right on par for that. So there you go.
So we got that this week. That's what we got. Some news. We had a really good interview. I recommend people look this one up. Ahmed Best talked about his journey with Star Wars from Jar Jar to saving Baby Yoda, and about how it almost destroyed his life. And it was just a good remembering, like, don't blame bad writing on these actors. Like, it really does screw them up. And we as Star Wars fans, we have.
Wait, Dom, who created Jar Jar Binks?
God damn it!
Remember, Star Wars for kids. George Lucas.
God damn it!
He also created the Ewoks too.
Hey, Ewoks are cool. Star Wars for kids, get it? Jar Jar Binks, nah. Even kids nowadays are like, that's tomfoolery, foolishness, and stupid as hell, dude.
Let me tell you, kids right now, the new Jar Jar Binks Funko Pop that came out is one of the hottest Funko Pops there's on eBay right now. Get it autographed by Ahmad Best.
Yeah, because he's a rock star.
Yeah.
Like, no offense, if you guys can make fun of Disney all you want, but Disney actually brought this guy back. They saved this dude.
Trilogy more than ever than the sequel trilogy and any other Star Wars that's coming out now. That's the problem.
What are you? What are you
saying?
What?
The prequels.
Oh, I get that's what you're
just. I love the prequels more than I love the freaking goddamn sequel trilogy. I can tell you that for a fact. That I used to hate the prequels, but now I love them more than anything else.
Oh, the sequels, not the originals.
Yeah, no, the originals. No one ever touched the originals, man. That's the problem.
This is all opinion.
I mean, we get
Dom's opinion.
I like the prequels better too, but it doesn't mean I like Jar Jar. I think Jar Jar was really bad. But on my best is, one of those character people.
It's good.
Star Wars fan through and through.
Yeah,
and I'm glad they did right and brought him back.
Yeah, I'm glad they did right.
Yeah.
And so it's a really good article. It talks about he almost took his life from it.
Yeah, JJ, actors do craft characters, but in this situation, there wasn't much he could do. I mean,
yeah,
there was a lot of people that told George that this was not a good character. It was not a character put out there. It was not a good character. It was not going to get the same magic that Ewoks got, and it didn't.
Yeah.
Hey, if they ever came across,
the only thing that it did do was got him the rights. He got a better toy right the next time it came up, so he could sell it to Hasbro.
But you know what? The whole theory about him being a Sith, that would have been cool.
No, it wouldn't.
No,
we don't need any of that, Dom. We just need this character to go away.
I disagree. I think it kind of would be funny.
Not
like in real. But if they're going to do another one of these, like if they're going to do another one of the from a certain point of views, yeah, just have it. We've already had it
Lego, whatever, but not canon. Like that was just
we've already had show up in Aftermath or whatever. But no, to have fan fiction or to have that, yeah, that'd be fun.
All right, so this week, a 52-year-old Star Wars superfan ran the Darth Valley 1 mile in 128-degree heat.
This guy
definitely Darth Vader costume.
Dude, this guy's got a bigger belly than me. There's no way he did this.
Do you have respect for this person or not?
This is Kyle. It's Kyle. He's preparing for you. No.
Look him up. See if he's still alive. He's dead.
He's still alive. 128 degrees in that suit.
You can't fix stupid. No, I have no respect for this guy. No, absolutely not. This is the dumbest shit ever.
No, I'll tell you right now, from somebody who worn a Darth Vader costume to run in a helmet, that fucking
in Death Valley
suck.
In Death Valley.
Yeah.
Yo, he's not.
I don't believe this.
It's true. It's real. It's real. They call it the Darth Valley Run, and it's 1 mile, and he rode in a Darth Vader suit.
Wait, so how long did it take him
I did look up how long it took him. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Like 37 minutes.
Well, also, Cindy died too. He's dead. He's no longer with us anymore.
Dude, first off, this fat ass, no offense to him, didn't run shit. Number two, if he did this is transposed. You can tell this shit ain't real, dude.
No, I have other pictures. It's real. It's real.
No, this is not real.
It's the real stuff. But yeah, he has his own blog where he runs all the time in masks. So that's what he does. So
yeah, he made this up.
No, he did it. It's a real thing. There's other people around. It's called.
I don't believe it.
Right. It ain't nothing because 131 degrees, the hottest ever in freaking Death Valley. It's just freaking crazy over there.
Dude, if this is Death Valley, where's the alien spaceship that crashes down on Earth every fucking 30 days?
Yeah, I'm telling you, aliens are real, man.
We're not saying they aren't real.
Nobody's saying they aren't real. They're just saying they ain't on Earth.
Landing in Nevada.
Yeah.
All right. For those that like the insider stories, Tales of Enlightenment will have a hardcover book release on October 10th, which will collect all of the insider stories from Phase 2, and they will have an exclusive Phase 2 story. Well, I hate when they do that because I've read them all. Now I have to buy this and the insiders to get that one.
Buy this. What you could do is you can actually buy it off, go online and read it on. That's it.
No, I'll buy it because whatever. Anyways, but so if you want to get the last story, you got to buy the hardcover Tales of Enlightenment. So I'll pick it up, let you know how it goes. But I actually thought these were really good stories. So
I think it's good. I'm picking it up. I like it.
Bit Reactor, which was started by one of the art directors that does the XCOM and Civilization games, came out this week and said that they are working with Respawn on an upcoming Star Wars strategy game. Would you like? I'm excited because I would love to have like an XCOM Star Wars world. So I hope it's something like that. XCOM games are great, but it's good to see them moving in new directions with different genres.
Yeah, again. I want to see them do a game where you could be who you want to be. You can make your own character.
It's called KOTOR.
Yeah. That's what Knights of the Old Republic.
But you could do it now. Nothing new now. Open world game should have been create your own character.
Damn. KOTOR.
So we'll get to the news there. If you create your own character, it creates a whole nother issue about length. And that's one of the things that came up in the next right here. Star Wars Outlaws, thankfully, is not going to be a 300-hour RPG.
Oh, he's talking about this because it's a girl. Okay, I check it out.
So you have a character, you have a story. If you create your own world, you have an open world where you create your own stuff. Those games generally are like 300-hour games. Yeah. You ain't got time for that. You don't got time for any games.
I don't play
video what you want, but you don't play video games.
Yeah, you can't give an opinion on video.
About what
hold the phone. Time out, Dom. You don't play it. Yeah, you can't give an opinion on shit you don't do. You can't be like what I want. What is that?
If they gave that, I would play.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, you wouldn't play
a game. You won't even play Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, by the way, that's the reason why I haven't even gotten to the next Jedi Survivor is because it is fucking like 6 hours of fucking cuts. Like how many hours of cuts is it? It is. It's like 6 hours, isn't it?
Dom watched the whole thing. He watched the whole movie.
How long was it, Dom?
What cutscenes? 3 hours? 3 hours and like 20 minutes?
No, I ain't got time for that.
I said I watched the whole cinematic movie.
Well, Dom's not going to play Jedi Survivor. There's no blasters.
There actually is lots of blasters.
No, I mean like he doesn't have a blaster.
He doesn't have a blaster. No, but what I'm saying, Dom, is so like for that 3 hours and 50 minutes or whatever, so 4 hours, let's say, just the gameplay to get to the 4 hours, that's a lot of fucking time, dude.
Yeah.
Because if you're playing 20 to 40 minutes, and then you're going to have the start of a cutscene because they edit those cutscenes. You're going to have a start of a cutscene load in. You have the end of cutscene load out. So take those couple seconds out of there, and then you're going to have a 30-second cutscene, and it's going to keep doing that over and over, man. That's going to take fucking what 100 hours? Ain't nobody got time for that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if you want open world, create your own character, all that, you're talking about again a massive game that you and I don't have time for. we aren't 15 anymore, where we can just play all day, every day.
Yeah,
we just can't do that.
But there are people out there that do it.
Yeah, they're called 15-year-olds.
17-year-olds, bro.
15.
Adults that do that shit too.
Yeah, not ones at jobs.
Yeah, or significant others,
or married, or got kids. Yeah, man, or collect pops.
For that. Dom, you can't have all the things that you want, and you don't have time for it. And you know how long it would take to make a game like that?
It is going to explode if it goes to Nintendo Switch.
You want things like now. You think you can build a 300-hour game in like 20 minutes?
No. Hey, Hartman, we're not complaining about a game. Well, once again, somebody who doesn't have a job, but like we're complaining about like we don't have time to sit down and play 300 hours. I want my games where I can drop in to an open world, play 30, 40 minutes, get out, come back later, a week maybe later, play some more time on it, hop out. I can't sit there and go like, okay, 20 minutes. Oh shit, here's a 5-minute cutscene. I only got 40 minutes to play. And then all of a sudden I got to start playing another one. It's going to take me 20 minutes to the next save point or to fucking get into another cutscene. Now I'm 2 hours. I ain't got 2 hours to be doing that shit, bro. Nobody does. Like adults don't have time for that shit, bro. We just don't. If you do, good for you. But like, no, we're not complaining about open world because you can spend you can spend 600 hours in open world, but it's not time consuming where it's like on a stringent course. You get to do what the fuck you want to do. That's the point of open world. You know that. He knows that. I don't know what he's joking around.
Yeah.
No, I don't want the story quick, Hart. No, that's not what I'm saying.
There's
just behind. He might just be behind.
Yeah. So we got that news. So I'm excited for the strategy game. I'm
glad. And I do too, but I don't sit in front of the computer and play. I don't have time to play 3 hours of video games on top of everything else I do.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to. I don't want to.
4 years. So like,
I don't want to have to take off a day of work just to play video games.
Yeah. No. I want to be able to drop in, just snipe 360 snipe at a couple times, laugh in his face, going "Woo!" Take it back to Fortnite and call it a day. That's what I want to do, and that's what I do. I come in, I drop about 20, I get knocked like twice. That's it, and laugh the whole time. That's it. That's all I do. So yeah, this is going to be perfect for me.
Yep. And one more piece of news for those that are Amazon Prime users.
What the fuck happened to this?
Force Unleashed 2 will be free in August. Oh. So if you like free games, your Amazon Prime, you can download it.
How do you play that on Amazon Prime?
What?
How do you play
They just have the Amazon Prime gives their free stuff to members.
Yeah.
So they're offering it for free. So you can get it for free if you want it. So
I wonder why this game.
If you've never played up Force Unleashed 2, it's a fun game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a fun game to play.
I played that.
What?
I played that back in the day, and I played Force Unleashed 1. You know, I played.
No, I don't play Fortnite. I play Warzone.
All right, so if you're looking to spend lots of money this week, the Luke Skywalker, the rare telescoping Luke, it's at an auction in Pennsylvania. It's expected to sell for around $80K. So if you want to pick this one up, here's your chance.
There you go, Ruben.
Unpunched telescoping Luke. Wow.
Yep.
80 grand.
Yeah. You got one of these, Dom?
I think I had it when I was a kid, and I don't have it anymore. I wish I did.
Hold on. Let me clarify something for the cheap seats. I don't play Fortnite. What I say in Warzone while I'm 360 sniping fools is take it back to Fortnite because that's where all you goobers play. All you non-skilled auto aiming fucking goobers. You take that shit back over there with the rest of the little what are they, squeakers? With the rest of the little squeakers. All you old dudes and squeakers go over there. Play together. You can do whatever you do. Build like ladders or whatever the fuck you do. Mine for fucking gold or whatever the fuck you do in Fortnite.
All I know is I had
that shit out of Warzone.
I probably had this when I was a kid because the first editions that came out were the telescopic Luke and the telescopic Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. I probably had it growing up, you know, and unfortunately,
there's one right there.
Yep.
I have him sitting on my Vader shelf.
Hopefully, you didn't buy an unpunched one.
No, this is what I played with when I was a kid. I don't know if it was punched or not.
All I know is I'm very happy I went to Target this week and I got my Boba Fett. That's all that matters.
So. Bruce mad at me because I definitely put him back into the lobby a couple times.
Yeah, if only you would have kept it in your box, Dwayne.
Yeah. Oh man, if I had my stuff,
I
wouldn't be where am I now? If I had my stuff,
I broke the top to the lightsaber on that, and then threw the lightsaber.
That is this week in Star Wars.
All right,
hey, week, man, come on.
Yeah, hey, Bruce. Bruce, I'm sorry I send you back to the lobby so fast every time. Just get better. Try to get better, buddy.
There's only so much you can do with news when you have the writer strike and actor strike.
Yeah, there's not a lot of news. Speaking of, well, you could review shit ass comics. Speaking of shit ass comics, Red, Black, and boring as shit. Here we go.
Is the Kevin Eastman middle issue was money? I had to call my friend and say,
tell me you didn't buy this bullshit.
I had to Venmo the money to him to get that book, $25.
Wow.
To get it because everybody was asking for it. Everybody.
What?
That book, I didn't know it was that hot.
The middle cover?
That's what he's saying.
Middle cover, yep.
You didn't read this book, did you, Dom?
I didn't read them. I didn't get a chance to read the books this week.
This book is horseshit. It's garbage.
I know you didn't like the book. I like the first cover and the third cover. I like the cover.
It doesn't matter. Buying books because of covers you can't complain about quality and checking the boxes because all they did was check the box here. They said, "Is this dumb as shit?" Check. Is this something fools will buy? Check. Cool. Let's go. 3 covers. Inside, we get part 4 of Hard Shutdown. I don't know why we had anything past part 1 because we didn't fucking need it. Huh?
Giggle Fett's getting involved over here.
Thank you, Giggles. Love you. Gonna see him in a couple of months. That's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Hard Shutdown. Just straight trash. They hardly draw anything. This is for the people who forgot what part 1, 2, and 3 was about. This is a group that was going to take over Darth Vader, and they had found this weakness in him because he used the droid things to put the part together. I don't even believe I have to review this and tell people what this is about because I know nobody read this shit, and they're probably not going to.
Nope.
Okay, besides Ruben, and Ruben only read this as he said because why, Ruben?
Because I was coming on this show.
Yeah, because you'll talk about
I read all 4 of them. Just a recap.
Yeah, pretty garbage, huh? So, yeah, go.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
No,
you can't even fucking lie. It's garbage. Yeah.
Okay, it was interesting that his father built Darth Vader and he was trying to disassemble Darth Vader because he was trying to get back his dad. It was a conclusion that I didn't think it was coming to, but it was like I was like, all right, that was the main story of all of them. So
the best part about this is it's over.
You couldn't pay me to read this book.
He literally his last line was, "I am Darth Vader and you're not," and then made these little thingamabobbers eat the guy. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. All right, I could do any more with this one. It was like 12 pages, but I could only put 4 in because it was so bad. But dude, all of a sudden, Steve here said, "Hold my drink. I'm going to do the white stuff because what was the first one? Black? Is that the first one black? Yeah, that's the black background. So this is the white background. Here's a new spin. Vader goes on a planet, but there's nothing on the planet. But then they're like recharging him because the droid found something on him that's making him sick. What could it possibly be? Oh, I don't know. He starts to have a spasm, and then he sees this big thing, and he's like, "Hey, what's up? I'm actually a disease that's in you, a parasite, and you'll never get me out of you. And that's how I'm going to beat you because I was actually on the planet." He's like, "Okay, cool. Well, we'll just put red everywhere." So they just decide to do chooms and just have blood everywhere, even though it makes no fucking sense because it's not real. Then they fight, which is not real. And then there's more coom and chooms. And then there's a lot of talking that nobody gives a shit about because none of this is real. And then all of a sudden, Vader spits it out of his eyeball. He spits the parasite out of his eyeball after he hit his head on the fucking thing. He broke the back of tank, by the way. This didn't make any sense. In one thing, he broke the back of tank, but then spit it out of his fucking eyeball.
I feel like this is word salad garbage.
Oh, this is what happened. It is word salad garbage. But then we've got snow troopers pissing on the ground, and then Vader lights it on fire.
Yeah, because that's where the sentient was, the sentient being, right?
Right, that's where it was. Yeah, but they're all there. So how they didn't catch it, I don't know.
The thing that freaked me out is the scene. I mean, that shot where he spits it out of his eyeball. He's wearing something on his eyes.
Yeah.
And then in the next panel, he's not wearing it anymore. And I'm like, what the hell was that? That threw me off. It
was bad. The art was bad too. He wasn't originally wearing it either but he was cracking his head against the back of tank. He put a hole in it. None of this made sense. So 2 for 2 shit inside the book. Can we get 3 for 3? Return to Hoth. That's what we all need to say.
When I read that title, I was like, okay, Return to Hoth. Okay, there's a reason he's gonna go back there for something.
Yeah. No, there wasn't. He picks up a fucking a probe droid and promptly gets mauled by Wampa, but then cuts off an arm. But then it's like 80,000 of them come out and they're dismantled, and then they're beating on his ship because he runs away like a little bitch boy, which didn't make any sense at all. And then he's just out there. Then they just decide to draw. I don't even know what this picture is. I assume that at what, because he's just talking, but then I assume that there's like 1,000 or they're riding the snow, or I don't know what the fuck's going on, because even though there's no words and the art fucking turned to shit. So next thing you know, they decide to rip open wherever he's at, and he stabs one in, I think would be the neck, but we're not quite sure because the art is that fucking horrible. And then he flees and runs away while screaming like a little girl. And then he hits another one, and he tickles one while he slams one through the fucking right, Ruben. I don't understand what's going on.
No, this shit is a masterpiece, baby.
No,
Then he's just tired.
He was just battling them off and trying to get away because one of them messed up his chest plate and he couldn't breathe anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't breathe anymore.
Yeah.
Then he falls down. They decide to pick him back up, and then he chokes out the people who save him. I don't fuck ever. This fucking it was shit. It was disappointing.
Yeah.
So, you glad you bought Red, Black, and Boring, huh, Dom?
Well, I got the cover that everybody wanted.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good looking.
I didn't buy any of these.
So instead of buying that garbage,
Didn't buy any of these.
nope, we're not reviewing this shit.
Nope.
But then, see, like, this is what I don't understand. You're buying this, and people are getting all hot and bothered over this shit, right? This is just straight trash. It's 100% trash. But then this book, who nobody fucking bought, Hyperspace 6.
I got this too. I didn't.
Nobody fucking bought. No, dude, so many people didn't buy this. This shit is like,
Oh,
yeah.
I bought
This
it.
is probably the most important book that came out in like a year. Probably one of the best appearances I've seen in a long
I
time.
don't understand where you're getting any of
I
this
will
from.
explain to you why.
It makes no sense. I think.
Yeah, well,
you
that's why some of
are
us throw
been
hundreds and some of us throw
fishing for
dollars.
way too long, and you've lost every brain cell that you had.
No. This is a wonderful book. The storyline isn't the greatest,
The
but
story's awesome. I absolutely was all in on Greedo falling in love story. Like, that's totally fun. Like,
we saw this happen though already in something, and this is what gave me the
Not
clue that this was an
Greedo.
important book. I know, but it happened before in something called Clone Wars. There's an episode of Clone Wars where this actually had happened before. And it actually happened to a certain Hutt, and we'll see the link in a little bit. So why does he gives him? Does Greedo give the eyeball fucking moisturizer? Is that what happened here?
That's what it looks like.
All right, fair. So he goes inside.
You gotta get the sand off of it. So he's just
It's a young Greedo. He's trying to get into Jabba's palace, get in his good graces. So he brings him this bowl, but he gets smashed up, and then they're all laughing at him because he's an idiot. And they're like, well, should we feed him? And they're like, no. At least he was trying. He just wants to be in my presence. And he's like, hey, Bib, can I get any fucking work? And he's like, no, but you can go hang out around here. Maybe you pick something up. Everybody, there's people asking for all type of work. And they're all like, dude, you're fucking a loser. You can't have any of this work. All of a sudden, he sees this chick and singing, and he falls in love, as Wayseeker had said. So this chick has to do all this stuff, and then she kills some dude, and he's like, what is going on? And she's like, oh, he was trying to kill me. We got to get off this planet, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, she happens to have the gem that Jabba loves. So then she says, meet me at this shady little cantina. So he goes to the cantina.
food court. Food court. Not cantina.
Food court,
Go to the
sorry.
food court.
Well, it turns into food court because cantina because they start drinking booze, don't they?
Yeah, but they call it the food court. So
What the fuck ever.
Star Wars
Cantina
has food courts.
Same Okay. You say tomato, I say
It's kids' book, so you got it's
Food
for
court.
kids.
Cantina.
They're food courts.
So he's in there, and guess who's there? Jabba. Jabba's like, hey, get over here, man. Let's hang out because I'm waiting for somebody, and I got nobody to talk to. So they start bullshitting, and they're like, oh, cool. Let's have a couple more drinks, a couple more shots. Hey, we're best of friends. And then all of a sudden he gets this call. It's like, hey, look, the dancer and the gem's gone. And by the way, Greedo helped him. And she's like, you motherfucker, I'm going to kill you. And he runs, and he's like, I'll take care of this. I'll better be back. They're like, you better be back. By the way, she took your plane. So he's like, I'll get a second plane. He catches up to her. He's like, Jabba's going to kill me. She's like, listen, there's this Wookiee. He'd rather have the Wookiee. Just go get the Wookiee. He kidnaps this Wookiee. The Wookiee turns out to just be some fucking toy maker.
It's
Not
all
the
about
Wookiee.
the goal. I've told you. It's
Oh,
all
no,
about
it
the
is.
goal.
No, it is. And I'll tell you why, because in our FOC. So then he goes, hey, by the way, they bonded because of the kid, because of Jabba's kid, Stinky. So all of a sudden we're like, okay, cool, blah, blah, blah. They brought up the name. He shows him the dreidel, and he's like, cool, he'll make toys for Stinky. And he goes, oh, that's great. I'll take him. And by the way, he'll stay here the whole time. And then his first appearance in comics, very underrated. We get Stinky. And actually, Greedo picks him up. You get 2-3. I showed you right here. He's grown up. There's been a lot of question of where Stinky is. And this is why Stinky's important. Who created Stinky?
Filoni.
What does Filoni love to do?
Redo his characters.
In?
Whatever he can.
Whatever he can.
Whatever he can.
Whatever he can. Yeah, we've got people buying red, black, and dog shit. And a Filoni character who... What's Filoni doing now again?
Ahsoka.
Yeah, he's in charge of all of Star Wars creative for movies and TV shows. That dude's character just showed up randomly in a fucking comic, and it's a first appearance, and every motherfucker forgot about it. Good job.
I saw it. It's just I don't think it's that big of a deal. There's so many Hutts, and no Hutt. There's not one Hutt first appearance is worth anything. So I'm gonna go.
Where did he make his true first appearance?
Who? Jabba?
Stinky.
Was it the Clone?
No.
The Clone Wars movie.
Clone Wars movie. What was Dave's first work?
I get that. I'm just saying that comic-wise, there's not a first appearance of any Hutt that's worth much of anything.
I don't know, dude. There's fans of Stinky. Like, Stinky showed up on Ahsoka's backpack. Only Hutt that did that before. Dude.
This toy maker is more important to me.
For $1. No, the toy maker isn't, because I'll tell you what, it's so stupid. He's the one that helps create the fucking He's the one that created the stupid doll, which all these fucking stories link to, which just wait till you throw up next week when we have to review fucking
This is what I think is going to happen next week. This is what
No. Well, we can talk about it when we get in there. But just so you know, this is a very cheap book right now. This is a very cheap book right now. And if you were smarter than Wayseeker, what you might want to do, is when they're in the dollar bins, which they will be, just remember that this book and the other one has the Jabba cover. Now, I'm not saying pay Venmo your friend money to get it right away, but these are the ones that sneak by. And this is so Star Wars number 6. This is the A cover. I don't have the B cover up. It's Jabba on it talking to Guido. Remember,
there is a B cover though.
Yeah, there is. It's in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you see it, just remember, grab the B cover. It's probably tough to get. Plus, this was hyperspace lanes, which. Dude, nobody knows when these fuckers were getting ordered.
Isn't even right.
Well, who gives a shit? Because they don't ever come out on time. This book was supposed to come out like a month and a half ago. They don't ever come out on time. They never show up.
We're getting another one next week.
We're getting 7 for some reason, right after fucking 6. And by the way, I think 8's gonna button up after that the very next fucking week. Then it goes on hiatus for like 2 months. Like this fucking shit, dude. This shit makes makes no sense. And that's the perfect storm of one day somebody going, wait, I need first appearance of Stinky. Where the fuck is it? And you're like, this stupid ass book that never got anything right. There you go. Plus,
do you think they're trying to pump everything out they want before Ahsoka comes out? Because that would make sense.
No, I just think
I think Dark Horse right now is a fucking mess because they pulled away distribution for Diamond and they hadn't pre-set it up ahead of time at Penguin yet. They didn't get their shit squared away. Because you're going to see now Diamond's going to sell it through Penguin again. But Diamond's pushing another book that we'll talk about in a little bit.
They should have these dolls. This should be the doll right here. In there, not that other one. Make some nub dolls in the comic book. And you get a
next week we've got 80,000 covers for Dark Droids, which we don't fucking need again. But there's a foil, so
I didn't get the foil.
I did get the foil. I ordered it.
There's the chopper one, right? Yeah, the chopper one's the one I got.
Yeah. Whatever. No, there isn't. Is there a chopper?
Chopper's on the A cover, but I mean he's just on the A cover.
Yeah, the A cover.
Right there, chopper on and I'm in. There are some I don't care about.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about any of these. The training droid. There's a droid that's got like 80 lightsabers, by the way.
This one I think could be the sleeper of next week.
It did look like the baby from Dinosaurs, Joe. That's awesome.
Right here. I'm going to call this one as potentially the sleeper. Kevin Scott's coming back for this one.
Yeah, it could be a good book. Good read, at least.
I have a feeling we might get some...
Kind of less down last couple times. And by the way...
No, his Yoda, his 1, 2, and 3 were awesome. Kevin's 1, 2,
I said the last couple books kind of let us down.
Yeah, but his... I don't think so.
Wayseeker, I said could be to your answer, and then said, but the last 3 books, which would be 6, 7, 8, 9, for dog shit.
That's Guggenheim. Like that's all he does.
All right. Plus the middle cover sucks. This is a bad cover, but whatever. Then next week, as I said, we get hyperspace story lanes 7. Sorry, I didn't show you the preview for this, but
so I didn't read the preview.
This is when the girl shows back up. Yeah,
I have no idea what's coming, but here's what I think should happen.
Okay? I know what's coming.
Just for Dom.
Okay.
If I was writing the story based on the doll, Jabba's...
No, it's not the doll. It's the girl.
The doll's got to come back in there somehow. This is what
the girl's in this one, just so you know. The girl Wookiee.
Okay, this one.
With the doll.
Jabba's stinky. Should lose his doll. Somehow it gets taken away. And so Jabba sends Boba Fett to get the doll back. And all the story is this is what Boba Fett has to go through to get Stinky's doll back. That's what this comic could be.
He might not be too far off. Wayseeker may not be.
And it's going to be so bad.
I know you. No, he won't because he's not going to read it. He's going to lose the cover. What?
Jabba the Hutt sends him after the girl that took his gem. He shoots her right in the head, kills her. Boom. Perfect ending right there.
That's not what happens.
No, I think it's going to be Stinky's doll. I think he's going to lose
fuck
it.
that doll shit, man. It's going to be good, this book. It's going to be good.
Well, I mean, 100% the girl and the dolls in this story. The story's about that, Tom. Sorry to break it to you.
If they do the doll story at the end, I want a shot of Stinky holding the doll like head to head, like Boba Fett did to Jango Fett.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want that fucking shot.
Oh my god! I'm so glad Wayseeker. I'm so glad I'm suspending Wayseeker and he will not be on the show next week, because if he does, I think Dom would blow a fucking artery with how bad this book's going to be. So.
I hope Jedi's back next week, because Jedi will make it worse.
Dom, don't read this book. Whatever you do,
I will read it, and I'll get back to you.
Don't read it, dude.
Listen, Wayseeker's going to be a freaking wanted man. Don't worry about it.
All right. Next week too, we get they're re-releasing the Thrawn TPB. So yeah, I mean, Wayseeker, kind of what you're saying there, or Wayseeker, sorry, Ruben, kind of what you're saying. They are throwing all the stuff for Ahsoka coming out, so we're gonna get a little Stinky. We're going to get a little bit of Thrawn. A little bit of a lot of things. FOC. Oh.
That's a cool cover.
So Diamond just sent out a new thing to but it wasn't for that. They revealed, hey, Tar Kiggleson, big fucking move here. Make sure you get your copies. If you need to get your 100 for this, order your Tar Kiggleson. It's going to be the hottest thing here. First canon appearance, new canon, because he actually showed up in fucking Star Wars 47 or some other shit. One of those mid-grade Star Wars levels in the old book.
So but the big news is they raised the price by $1 for all their books.
Yeah, for all their books.
There's no $3.99. All the books are $4.99 now.
You're talking about the discounted rate.
Well, no, I mean the discounted rate moved up too, but all Star Wars books, comics went up by $1 this week.
Damn.
So,
I know.
Yeah, well, through Diamond.
Through Diamond.
Oh, you're through the discount. Yeah. Because they're just reshuffling shit around.
So get ready to spend more money on all this stuff, because
so there's a 1 in 100. Yeah, and that was the push. Was, hey, by the way, with that release to soften it, this is going to be Tar Kilgerson's. Nobody gives a shit about this character, right? Does anybody give a shit about this character?
Dom?
There can't be one person giving a shit about this character.
Well, the whole fact is that he has something to do with Jango Fett, so that's what Boba Fett's got to find out. It's going to be a story on Jango, so it's Jango's past. Or what we're going to find out, some Jango's past.
So, do you give a shit about Tar or not? That's what I'm asking you, Don.
It looks pretty cool.
Okay.
Oh.
People give a shit when he shows up on Ahsoka for some reason.
He's not going to show up in Ahsoka. He's going to be dead. He's a bad cyborg that they use for one little fucking thing. But they're trying to push it, so you're going to hear a lot of shit.
He might not even show. He just might be in a backstory on Jango.
Nope, he's in it.
Might be dead.
He's in it.
He's in it.
He's predominant in it.
And Dom, don't do the 1 in 100. Please don't spend your money on that 1 in 100.
I like it.
Dude. That's they were having so much trouble selling this that they pushed that Tar thing up to say, because it was supposed to be a surprise, and they're like, hey, listen, this is what's going to sell it. It's not for it's a new structuring, JJ.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Dom. Save your money.
Next up for FOC Mandalorian. This is what you wanted, Dom.
What? This is
fucking
the first
Grogu with a bubble soup.
The first true appearance of the new canon of friggin'
Bo-Katan.
I'm telling you, that Mike Mayhew cover looks pretty good. I don't promote anything, but that cover that's coming out, I like that cover. If I'm gonna get anything, I'm getting that cover.
That was a pretty good cover.
Yeah. And the first appearance of the Frog Lady.
No. That was 2. The one that just came out was first appearance.
No, that we didn't review. Yeah, good luck with that. This is what we're getting. So this is what we're not talking about Stinky, but we're hyping Mandalorian dog shit covers and 1/100s of Jango Fett. Cool. Good stuff. Hey, catch of the week this week. Look at those. They're called shiners or minnows, as some people know. Yeah, great they are. I caught about 30, 40 of them today with the kiddos. They like to do it. They're getting really aggressive. Really nice. Great clean wake. There you go. Joe, this is for you. The catch of the week. Couple shiners. There it is. Later.
Did you see that vampire fish that someone caught, Marco?
No.
There's a vampire. I'll send you a
vampire fish.
Video. Yeah, some kind of a vampire, crazy fish, all black and.
Is it a monkfish?
It had like fangs. It was like really crazy.
Oh yeah, they catch them out in the crab traps a lot out in Maine. Is that the one you're talking about?
I think that's one. It's all.
Yeah. That thing is crazy as shit, dude.
Yeah.
It's nasty as fuck. You're welcome, Joe. You're welcome. There you go. Yeah, let's go. First appearance of Bubble Soup. Let's go. I don't know why people hype those books and don't. The Django 1/100 is the same as the fucking one of the regular covers. It's stupid as shit. People are going to waste their money on that, but okay. Hey, I still caught it with my hands, without my hands, whatever you want. There you go. Net full of shiners over those Mando books. I don't know, man. It's getting tough out there because next week does not look good. I couldn't stomach putting the preview together. Dom wanted all this stuff. See, Dom, this is what I don't understand. When you always say check the boxes, oh, I hate it when they check the boxes. And then tell me, let's go through this. Let's go through, because you're excited for this. You just gave us a speech about this, how great it was. It's a box checker. They gave you Grogu on a cover. They gave you a new canon character. A new character is the first appearance on a cover and inside. Check the box, check the box. They gave you a Frog Lady. And they gave you a menu cover. This one, a new canon character. Clone Wars character, check the box, check the box. They gave you Jango Fett and then a version, check the box, check the box. I mean, they're checking boxes left and right, and you're buying them. Mind you, you bought both of these, right?
Yeah, I'm getting.
Check the box, check the box. I mean,
I collect Fett covers.
I mean, that's what they're doing. You're literally the guy that they tailor to. You buy all the check the boxes. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it all.
I know. I'm just saying, look, if I'm not like I said, I love Star Wars. At the end of the day,
but you don't read the books.
I'm disappointed from the freaking goddamn shows. The shows disappoint me, which really aggravate me. You know, you have something like Andor. I love Andor, but I'm still like I'll still be pissed off that Mando 3 didn't have Boba Fett in it, and I'm gonna always be pissed off at that because you wasted a character that should be in freaking that series. He's a
How much did you spend on this fucking cover, Dom?
$25.
$25, and you're not disappointed that inside there, because this is a comic book to be read, this was inside. This is what you bought. You are disappointed in that. Hey, look, I'm just asking.
The comic books, a lot of comics I collect just because of the covers, man. I don't give a shit about the interior wear. I'll be honest with you.
You bought some of these?
Well, no, I haven't bought those yet.
Oh, good. Thank God.
5, no, when issue 5 comes out, when the Return of Boba Fett comes, I'm getting it. It's to be on the covers.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I try to help you. I can't. Let's move on. I can't. Ruben, can you talk to him? You collect all types of stuff.
I collect.
How is? I mean, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how you could take what rumors are on the internet and be so pissed off about it, and then you take the comics and you're like, yeah, I'm glad I Venmoed somebody last minute to get a cover that nobody cares about in a book that nobody's going to read. I mean, nobody. You say you're a Boba Fett cover, but you bought. Why'd you buy that Vader book?
I like the covers.
I can kind of understand where Dom's coming from. I mean, I collect Vader. I mean, that's my main guy, and I bought the covers that I could. I didn't go out and buy all the kind of crazy ones like a lot of people did. But if my guy holds them in my shop, I'm definitely going to buy them off of him because Vader's my guy. If they had done the same thing for
but
anybody else,
no, hold on, that wasn't a Boba Fett book.
Right.
I understand if he wants to do the thing of like, oh, I collect all Boba Fett. win, lose, or draw, cool, man. I think it's stupid. I think what you're saying is dumb also, Ruben, but I get it. I can live with that. But what I can't live with is saying all the time, they're checking the boxes, and then all of a sudden your buddy calls you and says, hey, this book's hot right now. And it's only hot where he's at.
Well, the whole fact is that he said he couldn't hold it because of the book, because people are asking for it. People are Kevin Eastman fans. What do you want? They love the Turtles, so they love his art. It's like Frank Miller. Frank Miller's art. People love Frank Miller art.
Yeah, but you're not.
Well, hey, listen, I like Kevin Eastman. I don't collect the Turtles, but I do like him as an artist. It's a Star Wars book. I don't want to buy it. Yeah. Look, yes, I fall into the FOMO when it comes to some hot books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I don't know. It's like a double FOMO, though. He falls for the FOMO for the hot books and then falls for the FOMO of the rumors on Acolytes, which, by the way, the chat went crazy going, we love more lightsabers. And he's like, nah, no blasters.
It's not the thing. Look, I love the fact it's lightsaber. I want the story to be fantastic. It better be fantastic. Yeah,
but they're giving us comic books every week, and the stories are fucking horse trash.
Dude,
look, your boy that you saw in Midtown that told you that those stories were going to be fucking awesome lied to you. So the stories so far are trash.
Put the comics aside. The live action stuff hasn't been really up to par.
Andor was amazing.
I enjoyed Andor.
Well, that was the last thing that came out.
But I know the Acolyte ain't going to be anything near Andor's story. I can tell you that.
How?
I can tell you that I'm telling you the writing will not compare to Andor.
Because the internet told you that?
It'll be a bunch of bullshit.
The internet that told you that $310 billion were spent.
Listen, I just want to see the story. The story better be freaking fantastic.
Okay. Let me ask you something, Don. Don. What did they say before Andor came out that you were like, okay, this is going to be a great show?
Because Rogue One was awesome. Rogue One was fantastic. I enjoyed Rogue One, and I enjoyed Andor. I like Andor's character.
But my question is, you're saying you don't want shit story,
absolutely,
but you like
Joe, absolutely, and then send them to me, and I'll give you $50. Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
What I'm saying is, what do we know about Acolyte that we knew about Andor? Because Andor was amazing. It was like a sleeper. People were like, oh, it'll be okay, and then it became amazing. We don't know enough about Acolyte, and even if we did know enough about Acolyte, knowing the way Lucasfilm does everything, it's all just a bait and switch. It's all going to be something completely different.
But let me tell you something. All the stuff they took about it, I could see the Skeleton Crew being fantastic because they're not even talking about the damn thing.
Well, I think your opinion differs from the chat because the chat hates. I mean, not me. Our personal chat. I go open mind, and JJ gives me shit for it because he's like, "Oh yeah, you loved Obi-Wan." I didn't. At the end, I was like, "This turned to garbage." When it turned to trash, I was like, "Wow, this turned to trash." I'm honest about it, but I give it all a fair shot. Yeah. Our personal chat is shitting on Skeleton Crew right now, completely shitting on it. For some reason, Dom loves it. I don't know why.
I didn't say I love it. I said, but I can guarantee because they're not talking about it that it could be somewhat good.
No, just the stuff you're watching is not talking about it.
Nobody's. They're not talking. I'm not even watching anything that they're talking about the show that is going to be a shit show. Like I tell you what, of what they're putting into the Acolyte and saying all these things, I'm just
who's saying anything. No, Dom, you keep saying that, but we review news every week. Okay, we review news every week. I've listened to what she has had to say. I don't know what the young lady's name is. Her glasses fucking annoy me. They're too fucking big for her face. But I did hear what she said at Celebration. And what she said at Celebration, I'm going to give her a pass. She sounded like a fan. You've always asked for fans to write Star Wars shit.
And she said that she's going to use all legend stuff, which you like.
Yeah, she said
I'm going to bring in the legends. Some of the legends. She's a fan.
You didn't find out. You didn't know about the part that Keanu Reeves is playing a part in the.
I don't believe it, and it's some.
Believe it.
It was making Star Wars or whatever that's YouTube people.
So it was on Screen Chat. It was on friggin'.
Yeah, they quoted the same article, the same junky article, which everybody's talking about right now.
As friggin',
and who cares?
If he's Darth Revan, that'd be awesome.
So. Who cares? What if Keanu's in the background for 4 seconds walking by? Which we have people do all the time for cameos. It doesn't matter.
Because Keanu Reeves is supposedly in it.
There's no Revan gonna be an acolyte.
Darth Revan is dead long before the acolytes.
The stories aren't canon. They're gonna make a new canon.
They're not gonna make Revan, but
wait,
like
what?
Plagueis' master or something. That makes no sense.
I don't know.
And Revan has been in canon.
Look, they could do it. They could do. Hey, hold on. Now, hold on. Now they could do. No, well, they could do a holocron situation like Dave's already done before. We saw that, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. Number two, who says what? I didn't hear a legitimate news source that said anything about what you said. You said some people I've never heard before said something about something.
Well, Screen Rant is a reliable thing. It's a big thing that comes up. It's a huge thing on the internet.
I go through about 700 articles to go through news.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah.
It takes me about 2 hours. I go through everything I can find for like 2 hours. There was not one reputable source that talked about Keanu Reeves being an acolyte.
That's kind of like that's what we're saying. Like we're okay. Not so what else? So what? So you'd be super mad if which by the way, if Keanu Reeves is Revan, I give zero shits. Does it make sense being there? Sure, no. But if it shows up in a holocron, yeah, I'm happy as fuck. That's cool. I love Keanu Reeves. I love Revan, but I don't think so.
I'm not gonna get mad if he's in it. He's in it, not in it, because at the end of the day, I want this show to thrill me. And if it I want this show to thrill me. I want this show.
But you said that was something that if you heard, and that was something you said you heard that was sucked. But it once again not reliable.
No, I'm just saying that there's just.
It's also super. Apparently, it's been super cheap to make this fucking thing, because they're probably only going to spend like $68 million to make it, which apparently isn't $310 billion. So it's super cheap, which is kind of worrisome. Kind of a little bit worrisome, but we'll see.
And what's his name from The Mandalorian? He's been trying to get Keanu to be in Star Wars because they were in a movie together. So like he's been saying Keanu come over. So if he's in a cameo 4 seconds, it would totally make sense. I'm not saying it's not there. It's just there's no reputable source that he's in it. He may be in it. Things get leaked all the time that are right. Things get leaked all the time that are wrong.
Yeah. And even if it was Revan, even if he was Revan for 4 seconds, he wears a mask. We're not going to be like, ooh, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, right.
Which Revan? No, hold on. Which Revan is he? Because if he's Darth Revan, then yeah. But if it's other Revan doesn't wear the mask.
Yeah, no, it would have to be Darth Revan.
It would have to be Darth Revan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, are they finally going to bring us every Darth, like the 6 Darths? Is that what we're going to get? Okay. I mean, we're not going to see much of it, I guess. Would that fill the fan checkbox that I hate? Yeah. So I guess I won't be extremely happy about it, but whatever. Who cares? I mean, who cares? I mean, if that happens too, that's like the most we're going to get. The one part that does suck, if they do it that way, that's the beginning and the end of Revan. Yep. Right? That's the one time we'll see. That's actually, I think that's more worrisome. That Keanu Reeves doesn't play him, no. But with your rumor, the one thing that sucks is that's all we're ever going to get of Revan then. That's it. That kind of sucks. So I hope it's not true because of that.
It's going to be a long time before we get Revan, though. I don't think we're going to get Revan for decades.
Anyway, so what else, Don? I mean, is there anything else? Because that didn't sound that bad.
No, I'm just saying the fact is that, like, I don't know. I'm
screen rant, but that's not what he said. He said screen chat.
Screen rant. Screen rant, right? Screen rant. I don't know. What's the, they are a,
I don't.
Hey, look, there's a lot of, look, there was a bunch of different things, articles that came up that said, but you know what? If they're reliable, they're reliable. If not, right now they're trying to scratch the surface of finding things because the writer's strike is really shutting things down.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing out there to get it.
Yeah.
But hopefully they'll pay. I mean, the writers are saying that one of the reasons that the product was lacking was because they were replacing writers and taking them out of the writing room and just having directors and producers write some shit down real quickly. Instead of having rewrites, they just do it and they get paid a little bit more for doing it if they could keep writers out of the room. That's one of the big things they're fighting about. So hopefully, if that's true, which it seems like it was, because it came from a lot of credible sources that is what was happening, that we will now have, instead of production level people doing it, we'll have writers back in the writing room writing better product and writing better screen ends. I think part of the reason why we saw dipshit Inquisitors or because they didn't want to have somebody come in and go like, hey, no, we got to fix that up. You know what I mean? They didn't want that. Why we didn't get more lines out of them and everything too was the same reason. So hopefully that works. Ruben, you're not Ruben. No, Ruben's a man of labor. He's not crossing line.
Yeah,
he's a man for labor. He does not cross the line.
No.
But yeah, Dom, I think we need happy Dom back here sooner than later. I know you've been on grumpy old men for a while. Maybe that's what's.
It's not coming back until Ahsoka. So we got a couple more weeks. So Ahsoka's gonna be good, and Dom will be happy.
Well, I'm gonna be in Texas for the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka, which
yes,
I gotta see how it's going. Without
Ahsoka's gonna be good, and Dom will be happy, and then all will be well in the world once again.
Yeah, Sito Uno.
Until then, the next 3 weeks, like, it's not gonna be pleasant.
Uno, quote one reputable site that talks about though. One. That doesn't say like the rumor is we've heard through this. I mean, yeah.
No, there are tons of reports about it, but they're all quoting the same stupid thing that isn't credible.
Yeah, because news is slow right now. I mean, this is when
everybody's quoting stuff.
Yeah, this is when you get into
reports are. Yeah, reports are because one person says it, which is how it works right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into
All right, we got a quarterly update on our 10 keys for Star Wars. See how we're doing. This goes through the end of June, so we're about a month behind. We kept pushing this off. We were going to do it a couple of times, but other things came up. So this is April, May, and June numbers.
Off by a month already?
Yeah, it's the 30th of July. I've had it ready to go.
Jesus.
Just a reminder of the guidelines. It's only looking at CGC, only looking at 9.8. We're not doing any variants. We're not doing any newsstands post 1990. Only first printings, only eBay sales, and so we update it every 3 months. So that's where we are. What do we think? How was April, May, and June for you, Margo?
Well, what books do we have here?
Good.
Star Wars 1 is so.
We got a little pop. What book was that? When the trailer came out, we had a little pop, little spike up pop again. A couple of them. No, show me the first book.
All right, starting off.
Oh, it says everything. Ooh. Oh, Afra. Yeah.
We start off with Afra as our 10th key. Here we are. This was the previous quarter. We had just to review things. The average price last quarter for January through March was $255. The range there was $200 to $350. There's over 4,000 of these on census at a 9.8, and there were 64 sales.
God damn.
What do we think? Up or down on this one?
It's down.
Down.
I don't know how it could go any further down, but
down.
Yeah, I couldn't have been a lot of sales if it went down. I would assume.
Down.
Wow, it did. Yeah, I mean that's even. That's pretty much where it is.
It's
down
185. Not sales. You can see them. You could buy 185 was the downside to 315.
Yeah,
it just went up by another 100.
Wow. So census went up by another 100. Holy shit! Who was waiting that long to grade this shit?
I don't know how more could there be. I mean, that's crazy. 4,200 on the census.
I think I got like 8 more that I need to grade. So probably there's at least 8 more that I need to grade.
I have 2.
Yeah,
holy shit.
But I mean, 233 is probably about as low. This is probably pre-pandemic level for this book now.
I think it's lower than that.
Yeah. You might be right.
Wow.
It's hard to know what the floor is on this one, but
if this goes
to the floor.
Yeah, I mean, can we quote this somehow? If it goes 150, it can't go 150, right?
No.
What do you think the floor is on this?
I would say 170, 175.
I mean, I think the average sale price for the floor has got to be like 200.
This is showing you that people are really getting out, right?
It might be a $150 sale here or there randomly, but I think the floor. I mean, that's still 15. That's almost a 15% drop from these levels to get to 200. That's another big drop.
No, there's one more coming, dude. Because there's people. I mean, there is people who are running out of it at this point, and they already gave off on other things that had already flopped, like books they paid $100 for that are worth $10, $20, and this is like the ones where they're like, well, there's still money there, so it can bounce back. So there's gonna be. I mean, there could be. This has a potential to have another. I mean, one more. Right, it has the potential to have one more fall.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. What's 10% out of $220?
So that would put you at like Like 210 would be 10% more. $23.
Yeah, but I mean that gives you your low to be under 175.
Yeah, your low. I think we probably get to 175. I don't think you can get your average under 200.
Yeah, I don't think you could get your average below 200 now.
Maybe we're wrong, but yeah,
hopefully we're not, because if we're wrong on this, then there's still more to. I mean,
we're gonna next quarter we'll have a whole year, so we'll be doing year-over-year results for the first time, and the year-over-year results are going to be brutal.
Brutal.
Yeah, that sucks because everything is down. I mean, books are down all over the place, right?
Not all books.
Not all books.
Well, it doesn't suck for a guy like you and me, Dom. If we don't have this book, we're collectors. We buy them. It sucks for the sellers.
No, it sucks for the people who bought them. Yeah. But it also sucks for the people who bought.
Well, I got my books. Like I said, I got these books when they first dropped, so I was able. I bought them cover price.
Yeah, I bought it. I actually got some.
Yeah, I don't even have a 9.8 in this book. I have a 9.6.
I think I paid 95 cents for 3 copies of this book, 95 cents a piece.
For the 9.6, I paid $30.
Yeah,
that's good. But
February 20th.
Like Sticks was saying, $500 for a 9.8. It was more than that. I think that was right in the Black Cave craziness.
Yeah.
When everybody said Black Cave is coming, so Afra's coming. I think it was up to almost $600 at that point.
It was.
So,
oh my God.
Like I said, Disney doesn't like to make money. This would make money for Disney, but
no, Disney is not just going to pump out characters and ruin them if it means making money, which is great because they want to tell.
I don't know, Bruce, what the 4th print is doing, but I can't imagine.
I'd have to look the 4th print. I don't think there was more than 1 or 2 sales for the 4th printing in the 9.8.
4th print CGC 9.8. Y'all keep going. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's up next?
Jedi vs. Sith 1. This is first Darth Bane. We had an average sale price the quarter before at $267. There were 9 sales. The range there was really tight at $250 to $290. There's 175 on these on census.
So this is the weird part about this. You ready? It's going to drop, but this is the weird part. If the rumor of Keanu Reeves as Raven should spend a spike in that, but should also send a spike in this, because if the case of Raven is coming up, then you know who else comes up?
The better one.
Bane. Well, you got to have the Rule of 2 master. You have to have the Rule of 2 master. You got it. There's like four Siths that will come up. This is number 1 overall, and then you get Revan, and then you're gonna have a couple other ones thrown in there. You're gonna maybe like what's his name, the one that eats the planets, and
Nihilus.
Nihilus,
yeah, maybe Nihilus. You might have the Triumphant. You might get those in there. You know what I mean?
But it's kind of funny. You'll have
you could have Plagueis.
Dark Nihilus come up, but they won't have Starkiller come up. They say Starkiller is too powerful, but Dark Nihilus eats planets. Come on.
One of them doesn't make sense in the canon world of Vader. Like, you just can't do it, Dom. You'd have to completely rewrite that character. You can't have somebody stronger than Vader.
When did that sell, Sticks?
Okay.
Way stronger.
I have a Vader number 4 for 212 in June.
212.
Hang on, is that a 4th print?
Yeah,
I'll take it back. That's not a 4th print.
6 says 672 for 9.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
652.
But when was it? And what was the high?
How long ago was it? And I mean, that one it's tough to find. I get why that one's nobody's selling them, and there are not that many comparatively. So this one has been very resistant to going down or up. We've been pretty solid within this 250 to 300 range pretty much all year. This one's up.
Yeah. Oh,
is up 4%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe there you go.
There's a little bit down on the low, a little bit up on the high. 230 to 353. Again, 9 sales, just like the previous quarter. Census went up by 15 of these, from 175 to 190.
You know what's interesting about this book? There's no reason besides what I just said about the Keanu Reeves rumor that whatever, but like there really is no reason. That's when you know it's a solid book, because it's holding through all this. Because I feel we're gonna get kicked in the nuts in whatever book we have next again. By the way, I bought one of these variants for, I think, did I buy it for less than the average here?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. Fuck yeah, I did. Fuck yeah, I did.
You're like, it wasn't that good of a deal. It wasn't that good of a deal. No, you ripped off. You ripped off your friend. You ripped off a friend of yours.
No, I've taken care. I'm actually going to take care of him in Baltimore. I don't rip my friends off. Did we hear the $10 Golden Age story? I don't rip my friends off. Get out of here. I take care of them way more than they take care of me. Not that anybody's counting.
But this is one of those books that's been really resistant for a year. Well, look, year over year, it's going to be down year over year because everything is down year over year. But I think when I haven't read the numbers yet, I don't know what the next quarter will be, but I have a feeling this one will be one that, you know, isn't down as
Holy
much.
shit, people are still grading this.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, that's a pretty book for how old this book is. That's a pretty good tick.
It is a big tick.
This is one book I don't even have, which I never wind up getting.
It's a good one. It's one of my favorites.
How do you waste money on all types of horse shit?
I had to get this book. I had to get this book.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, this is like the solid book.
I just never. Every time I had a chance to pick it up, it was always up high.
I had to get that DF back.
You can get this for $250 pretty reliably. If you are looking at that $250 range, you can get one for $250. Again, that's a little bit under the average sale price because people
think about that. It's probably about as much as you wasted on all the red, black, and white covers.
You're definitely right. You're definitely right.
Just say. I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. I'm just saying to keep it into perspective. Don't laugh. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
All the stuff I do waste my money on, I could have all these top books.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I know. No, you're right.
Go ahead. What's next?
Ventress, one of my favorite characters. This one is.
You know what? She started on an FOC. I hear that FOC's hot for that book till they put out.
This one's been taking a beating.
Yeah.
This one's been taking a beating. It was $325 last.
I don't. Do you see
this one doesn't have a lot of sales often.
Do you see this book being above $100 book? Because I don't think it should be. I think the right price for this book is $100
for 9.8.
Yeah.
No, I think it's more than that.
For a graded 9.8.
I don't know. A graded 9.8? Yeah, no.
Nah.
Think about this. She's dead already. They haven't been putting out anything for her for a while. Like, she is. You could say what you want because you're talking to some weirdo dudes that fucking whack off over comic book characters. But, like, I'm just telling you, like, no, let's be real. Like, we got a guy down there getting hard over oogly boogly Lego boobs. I mean, come on, dude. Let's go.
Ooh, me?
Yes, you.
Yes,
Not
you.
Me. No.
My point being, like, she's a great character. The novel that she was in was great. They pretty much have told you, fuck off. We're not going to do anything with her, unfortunately. She's dead. So where does she sit at that point? You know, they don't make a ton of stuff about her. The Clone Wars cover is the first thing that we've seen for her in years.
No, she had the comic.
Oh, she had that stupid comic where it was bad. Yeah. Where it was just, they did a shit job with that.
She was also in the Brotherhood book, the one with Obi-Wan from last year. I don't know. I think.
Oh, that book was so fucking bad.
I'm just saying she was in it.
But of all the books,
okay, so October and Silford.
All the comics that she's in, like only a handful of them are canon, right?
Yeah, because they had to redo a lot of shit.
They redid a lot of them.
Yeah, because of Gindi and shit.
They got the 50th anniversary cover, you know, that came out with her and Dern to the cover.
But when you get characters like, again, it's all relative. Like even Dirge's 9.8 goes for 150. Ventress is better than Dirge.
When I'm saying $100, I'm saying like that 150 range. You know what I'm saying?
Ventress is better than Dirge. Ventress is.
Oh, I agree. Don't get me wrong. I don't disagree with that. What I'm saying in the grand scheme of Star Wars fandom, she's not like that's like when Dirge fans come up and speak about how great I get it, but in the grand scheme of Star Wars fandom, people don't give a shit about Dirge. People don't really give a shit about Ventress either. She gives a little bit more of a fuck about her, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Both in the same fucking cartoon too, introduced.
This one took you
down. Yeah.
If Filoni ever came by, did Jedi Tales and did the tales with her and Quinlan Voss, you know, the story on that.
Yeah. That would be some good hype. I mean, that will get it, but like when's that day gonna come, Dom? 8 years down, 10 years down the road? That's a long these are quarters.
Wayseeker always says they have all the time in the world, but we don't.
I mean, we're not as old as you, Dom. I got plenty of time, hopefully.
But what I'm saying is this book just went down 20% again, and I think around last quarter it was down around the same percentage. I can't wait for the year end if we get to see how much these went down every quarter.
This one
because like
taking a beating for
at this rate, another 20% on the low end. See, I keep looking at the low end and thinking, fuck, if that takes another 20%, so I'm looking at 175 taking another 20. Oh, geez, man.
That's right where your number is, that 150.
Yeah,
I mean, under that Again, sales was up. This one doesn't usually have
also.
So people are starting to push these out the door. I think that. By the way,
back in the day we talked about this too, about what collectors and what actual like people trying to flip these books were doing. They were holding this in the collector realm. This was never a hot. It was $1 fucking book. People would collect this more because of Samuel L. Jackson on the fucking cover than they did about being a first appearance.
Because that's a great cover to get autographs if you really think about it. They don't have a lot of light
cover for if you get Samuel.
Yeah, I mean, but that's why people bought this book was for that, not for Ventress. So like eventually those people that are screaming about bangers and mash and first appearance gold and all this stuff, they were the ones that had already bought these books. So they were hyper inflating the price. Eventually they got to sell them. And now you got to get collectors. You got to get Ventress collectors to fucking be excited about a book that you can't even like. You got to look at Mace Windu every day for.
To be fair, when I started, I've kept them in the same order. It was always in the order of price. So like, this one is still the least expensive. So like, it was 10th to start a year ago. It's still 10th. This one has jumped over Windu. This is the first time we've seen it jump. So it's moved from 8 to 9 in price.
Okay.
But I'm keeping them in the same order for that very reason, just to keep it. So I put them in the order of price, moving, escalating, and up. So.
Okay. But then we're going to have year end anyways next time. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Then we can do
June 6th. What do we think this one's doing with Ahsoka around the corner? 329 was last quarter. Got that range of 295 to 400.
Is it going to go above 450?
It's going up.
I think it's creeping up a little bit.
Creeping up a little bit. What do you think?
I don't think it's above the 400 mark.
All
right.
I would say 350.
350?
Yeah.
412. 25%.
Wow.
God.
Quarter over average.
That's the average?
Sales, 22.
Nice.
Census went up by, almost 40.
Holy
the range there, though,
damn,
the bottom of the range stayed about the same. The upper end of the range. There was a number of sales in that $500 range.
Wow.
It's a lot for a second appearance.
Hey, it's the cover, though. I mean, people like this cover. And again, the first Kanan one has so many variants. This one doesn't have any variants. That's the problem with Kanan.
Well, that's how they could push it to people that didn't know any better.
But this one had popped considerably. So we're talking about one went down 19%. This one went up 25%. So it's interesting to see, again, that the shows are having an effect still. This is clearly one of them, which the show is having effect. I think this will be a temporary one. I think once Ahsoka comes out, this one's probably going to go right back down. But right now it's in demand. So.
Wow, that was so bad last one. All right, what do we got next?
Revan.
Well, Keanu Reeves playing him. I'd say going up.
30%. 30% up.
This thing has been slowly trickulating the wrong way for over a year. It's been trickulating the wrong way.
I actually think it's up 10%.
What?
10%. I think it's up.
You think it's up?
I think it's down less than 10.
Wait, did you say you did this 4 weeks ago? When did the Keanu rumors come out?
Yeah.
Those Keanu rumors have been around for at least 2 years. Just letting you know.
Everyone wants Keanu to be this character. I don't get it, but hey.
I don't get it either.
Down 4%. Pretty flat.
That's not that bad.
No. You had the range, though. This is one where this was a little tricky because there was one sale that really threw the average sale price off. There was a $1,000 sale. Without that, this thing would have been down about 12%.
Okay, I think what was the outlier? What was after that outlier? That's what I'm interested in.
The next sale was like 600 again.
Because
it was a real sale, though.
Really
it was a real sale. Somebody got lucky, and that's just what happens with these books.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. Yeah.
With the buy now, somebody wants.
So we're really looking at like 485 to 600 on this book.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we had one big sale, and this one could be one more next quarter, where like it's gonna take another hit because that sale's coming out. There's 12 sales, which is a lot of sales.
That's a lot of sales.
And census went up.
Wow, this book has fucking fallen hard.
This thing could be under 600 in a next quarter.
Oh, it could not. It's already under 600.
Yeah, well, the average sale price. We'll see.
Yeah.
485 is about the lowest we've seen.
There was a lot of these There's a lot of these in 9/8. I have a feeling we're going to see another jump. See, there's no reason that there should be 12, but whatever. I mean, this is just.
So this is one where you're really tricky because you do have one big sale that kind of threw everything off.
Oof.
So,
hey Marco, maybe you know the answer to this question. When they grade a book like this that has like an insert, does the insert have an effect on
Everything
the?
counts.
No, but like if the insert's gone, does that take away from the?
Yeah, especially
9.8?
they could see. Yeah, especially they could see if the insert's gone. It's still part of the book.
Okay, mine has an
Usually-
insert. I just didn't know.
like they usually have like that sci-fi insert on the label if it's in there, if it's not. Yeah.
Then again, I mean, how bad fucking CGC's doing now because they have no books to grade. They might fucking just give you whatever they want.
Everything is down so much; it's really hard to like send in crappy books. Like you used to be able to send in tons of crappy books, and you could turn around and sell them. Now you can't sell crappy books at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. You started seeing that a couple months ago.
What's wrong with CGC? I don't know what happened.
No, they overstocked because they thought it was going to keep going. Their input levels were going to keep going, and their input levels, they have more people working there than they do actually fucking grading books.
Yeah, they're just not.
And they have no competition, so it's not like like CBCS is like, I mean, you might as well just fucking set your nuts on fire. So, I mean, a lot of those guys, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of guys that were hyping CBCS were also the guys that were hyping bullshit books. And then when you can't sell your bullshit anymore, well, you can't submit your books to CBCS anymore. And plus, CBCS has got, as usual, like, I swear to God, we could go over some other time. We've done it before on like TAC and stuff. We could go through the history of it, but like, whenever CGC makes a mistake, CBCS says, hold my fucking drink, and then fucking cannonballs in the fucking pool of fucking acid. Like, they fucking do the stupidest shit you could possibly fucking do. And that's the truth about grading and how far grading is going to be forever. I mean, it's always been that way. It always will be. If you were a sucker and started transferring over to CBCS, sorry to hear it. We warned you about doing that. Instead, you should have stuck with CGC because it gives you better value. But
yeah,
even with that, I mean, like, you know, hopefully we go back to the old way where we don't have people trying to, you know, just like they do with the Wikipedia pages now. Like, they go in there and they try to change shit around to make a couple bucks. Like, it's stupid. So we'll see. We'll see, though. Because now you can't even get them to give you a first to fucking appearance. Which, by the way, like,
a year ago, this was like 900 and something.
Oh, dude, I remember us selling this for
this one is going to be like, we're talking
1750. 1750.
Wow. I don't have this one. I don't want this one. I
don't know when.
This one, to me, like, you talk about ventures.
Is it more, dude? Dude,
I was ventures at 100. I would probably be a buyer at this, like, if this gets down to like the $150 range. That's where I'm a buyer at this book at 9.8.
Cocaine and hookers. That's what this book went to. And the other one.
Got a long ways to go for me to be a buyer of this.
A lot of cocaine and hookers, man. Yeah, I mean, dude, I know for a fact at least 3 people lost their ass. I know one person lost their ass because they paid $17.50 for this book. I know another person paid $15.63 for this book. They lost their ass too.
Goddamn.
Like, and there's another book that's in the 1600s. I know that they lost. I know 3 people lost their fucking ass. 3 different people bought those books. Lost their asses, dude.
Yeah.
God, it's sorry. It sucks.
Hey, Wayseeker, do you buy for like just yourself, or do you buy to
No, he tries to sell.
Well, I'd buy it for myself, but I'm going to buy it at a price where like someday I can sell it and make money off of it. Right. So I have a huge PC collection, but I'm not going to buy something I don't believe in long term. I'll just let it come.
So if you buy it, it would have to be 9.8 range. Somewhere in there,
or like if I could find a crappy copy for $10, I'll pick it up and that'd be fine for me. I'm not gonna buy this book for. I did actually buy a crappy book and I sold it because it was in bad condition and I could make money off of it. But this is just not a book that I care about personally.
Also, not his first appearance.
Well, that's a whole different. Yeah,
it's a whole different argument, right?
Yeah, it's just not one of.
Well, it's not an argument; it's a statement of fact, but.
Like Ventress, I own like 10 of them for my PC because Ventress is one of my favorite characters. So like characters I love will be characters I have a ton of. Bane, I think I own like 10.
Hey, hold on. If this becomes Keanu Reeves, though, I'll go in my boxes and find where the last couple of copies of this is. Right? This is gonna skyrocket, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, if he shows up and
like, I mean, but do you think it's gonna get back to that craziness, or do you think it's gonna be like $1,200, $1,300?
It won't get back to 17. It's not going to get back to 17.
It would have to, because if Keanu Reeves is going to do it because all the fans want it, and he's going to be live action, I would not.
The problem is, Ruben. This is the problem. This is the problem. you will find out that it was him after it already was shown on TV. You're not going to get it in the previews. You're not going to get it in the hype trailer. And that's where books go up. So, like, by the time he shows up, see, that's the problem with this book. And that's the problem with the Dom thing. Is like, if he shows up and it's a holocron, and that's our one shot at him, like, this book is, like, you have like a 4-hour window to try to fucking catch somebody on this. Or at least hope for a Dom rumor to come up and be like, by the way, Keanu already signed on for 5 years for fucking his own Revan series. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's what you got to hope. Like, how fucking, dude, you know how fast and lucky you got to be to hit this fucking one again?
Yeah.
I mean, this is not like, you got to be fucking really fucking lucky to hit this one again.
And again, since this is small, but not that small, 274 means there's going to be you're going to be competing with about at least 20 to 30 other people that.
Well, you got to remember, this book started getting hyped too, and people were submitting. Oh, that's the CGC census. This is also in the storm where people were like, "Fuck CGCs" because it's taking so long, and they dumped a bunch over to CBCS. If
there's people that bought this thing at 1,000, 1,200, they're going to be all trying to sell this book the second it goes up because they just want to get something out of it. Like, I don't know.
They're going to do auctions. It's going to see. That's what I'm saying. The minute he comes on the screen, there's going to be a bunch of auctions, which is going to offset the fucking price, anyways.
Yeah.
You want buy it now prices. You want standard sets. You don't want fucking. But the minute they're going to try to get, they're going to have. There's people who've got multiple. You think the dude that bought this for $17.50 didn't buy 2 more copies to try to keep the price relevant? Of course he fucking did. He's definitely going to be putting something at auction to try to fucking sell it. To try to get the price back up there, or she, whoever the fuck it is. No fucking way, dude. This thing's good. Dude, there's going to be about 100, at least 150 of these books put up if this character shows up. What's that going to do to the market for a character that showed up already? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, if it was in the previews, if the rumors had more credibility than they do, because I just looked it up, and the first 5 sites I saw are 0 credibility sites. So, like, you know, if it did have more credibility, or we saw it in a preview where if they drop his name in the preview, different story. Don't get me wrong. Different story. Sure. Even if he doesn't show up in the movie, that's a different story. The greatest situation for this book that you can hope for is that in the fucking preview, in one of the previews leading up to the show, all of a sudden they drop his name. And he don't show up in the show. And he does. I'm telling you, that's, if you want to talk about the best thing you could get for this, that's your best opportunity. Because what happens is he doesn't show up, but since they use his name, people who aren't going to watch the show are going to pump up the fact that they use his name, which means they're going to use him down the road. And then there's still hope that book will become something.
I mean, that's what they did with Ahsoka. Yeah, I mean, kind of almost. Or Thrawn, I mean. For Thrawn. For Thrawn. And that's what, you know, is the best thing for Thrawn. I agree.
Yeah.
What was this book at when Rise of Skywalker came out? Because that was the first time they mentioned it in canon.
No, right? It was. You could have fucking given it away for $5.
Yeah. So as soon as they mentioned him in canon, then all of a sudden
nobody was hyping this book because it's
go back. Yeah. Well, there was also the flip book, which is his first, but nobody was hyping that book anyway. Nobody cared about it. It didn't matter. Nobody cared about Star Wars books at that point.
That was before me, but you could find that book in dollar.
You could. Well, also, fucking Dark Horse had the pallet sale. That's why there's so many good 9/8 of that fucking book. It's because they sold the shit in a pallet, dude. Like Dark Horse had to dump all their stock on this stuff when they lost the rights to Star Wars. People keep forgetting this because it's so weird. I mean, these books, usually dollar books, if they haven't been looked at for 20 years, you don't get all of a sudden the census went from 2 to fucking 500 and they're all 9/8. You usually get like, okay, maybe there's 100 of them because they've been chewed to shit. Dude, between CBCS and CGC, there's got to be at least 600 of those fucking books out there. This book, too, Heir to the Empire, there's got to be close to 800. And how many of these? I mean, you could buy the other stuff, too, with it. I'm not even going to get into all that nonsense, but, dude, there's a lot. Anyways, go ahead.
Well, so this one, again, last quarter, first quarter, 972. This one's also been kind of flat in that range. 14 sales.
It has to go back up, right?
This has to be up.
Has to be up.
Has to be up.
We're getting closer to Ahsoka. We think this one's going up.
Do you think it's going to be okay? Here's it. Is it above the 1100 high, or is it below or below the 1100 high? Because it's up. It's automatically up. We're all saying up. Is it above $1,000? It's 1,100.
I say it's 900. 900 to 1,200 is what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking 1,250. Yeah, I think 1,250.
God.
1,425. The low though is 700. So the range is.
Yeah, what I'm wondering is how many of those were at the 14 range and how many.
There was a couple, especially as the quarter went on. There was a couple in that 12, 13, 14 range. There was multiple.
This is time to sell this, right? This is it.
So it was 6%, but we also had at the beginning of the quarter, that 700 was the first sale at the beginning of the quarter.
What was the height on this book?
Was
it remember?
$2,000?
It's still 2, right?
I don't think 21. I thought it went to 21. 20,
Did it?
Yeah.
I think it was. Like it definitely was. It definitely was about 1425. I know that for a fact. It was about 1425.
Yeah, but that was
a wild guess how.
So 6% up, big range, lots of sales. Sales jumped. Census jumped.
That's what I'm talking about. This book right now. Like, how old is this book? Like, is it 30 years old?
90,
really?
94, yeah.
95, right? 94,
95, and all of a sudden, 50, like 30 more books showed up to 9.8 and out on his census. Fucking shit, bro. Good for you. I don't know.
Good for you, Theron.
Yep.
Yeah. Get rid of them now.
And I didn't include newsstands, but there were a couple newsstand sales, and those were pumped in 2,500.
Oh yeah,
25.
Yeah. I have a newsstand, not graded, just regular.
Hey, Shannon, a couple days, huh?
So this one, I mean, when you think of like Kanan 6 going up 25%, this one only went up 6. So that's a interesting thing where this one's not going as much as Kanan 6.
Was it 2150, something like that?
Yep.
Oh, this one has to go crazy.
I don't think it did. I think it's because if you look at Thrawn with 6%, like I'm not saying it didn't go up, but Wayseeker I think tilted his hand here because he just said Kanan went up a ton. That's not the case. So I think if it's 6% for fucking this is also too less people are putting up as big a like is sub 1,000 the new like there used to be a thing sub 300, right? If it's under like 350, everybody could buy it, but if it was over 350, you start seeing less sales, less percentage would go up. Is that now is sub 500 is now 1,000 the new breaking point? Once you hit 1,000, you're gonna start seeing a lower percentage price wise go up, because I mean it's all play money till people actually have to pay their fucking bills, right? And I don't even know how many people. I don't know how many people can fuck around anymore. Like, I just don't. Because the conversation I'm having with people, they didn't listen to me for a long fucking time because they can't even fuck around with these prices anymore.
Yeah.
In Star Wars, the one thing that's very interesting is their villains have some pull. Some niche villains have some pull. That is not the Marvel way. DC's a little different. DC has some very good villains. And 6 years ago, if you asked anybody, they'd be like, fuck villain spec. But like Star Wars is a little different. Even the villains are anti-hero sometimes. It's very weird how they work. Thrawn, the problem with Thrawn is Thrawn's too cloudy, right? There's 2 different versions. They just put out the trade paperback, which means they're pushing the newer version, it would seem, even though JJ hates to hear that. I think that villain's great. Vader's very good. Boba Fett is kind of a villainous character that does very well. But you also saw Ventress not get much love. You know what I mean?
So, and Bane continues to hold, and
Bane continues to hold.
It's really weird with Star Wars.
It is weird with Star Wars, Timothy. It is. I mean, you can't go if it's a good villain though. You can't go wrong. I mean, Revan. Technically, Revan isn't because he's not, and then he is, then he's not. You know what I mean? Because Darth Revan's not his final version of Revan, but.
I think the Revan that people want to see most is Darth Revan, though. Personally, that's kind of what I think.
Yeah. White Cloak Revan's kind of dope too, though. Like second Revan afterwards, where he comes back.
Yeah.
And he fights Tri-Revan. Yep.
Are we ready to guess this one? So we all think it's going to be up, but
I think
up, but I don't think over 10%.
Are we going over 2,000? Anybody think we're going over 2,000?
Well, Well, it could be just over
10% would be 2,000.
Yeah, so I'm like right there. I'm right at 2,000.
How about 3%?
Yeah.
12! Oh my god, how close it was. $45. Get the fuck out of here. $45. Fuck your $45.
Oh, right there. So 12% up.
How much was Kanan up though?
Kanan was like 20 something.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah, so it is. So the percentage, what you're seeing the percentage slow down here.
Yep. You got to see the range there. The range was the big thing with the low sales. There's no more low sales in that 1550 there. So the low sales was the average sale price. So you saw that where there weren't any sneaking through at this anymore. So you got the 1800 to 2400. Same amount of sales pretty much. Census did jump again pretty significantly on 41.
That's a lot.
Wow.
So we're seeing lots of these come again. So it'll be interesting to see if they get flooded the market with the show coming out. And
isn't this weird though? Because it's not her first. This is a weird bite at the apple, right? Because this will be the third bite at the apple with this book, right? I mean, it came down, but like it's going back up. This is kind of this is not how comics usually work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, name a case where you get 3 bites of the apple. Like, because if you missed it on the first one, then you got the pandemic hype, but also she was in that time, so you got number 2.
Yeah.
And then slowly trickled. It didn't even trickle that much. And then you get a third one right now going back. It's kind of weird.
It is.
Yeah.
We'll be interested to see if this thing can hold it. Can it get back up to 2,500 at the peak? You know, can it get to that 24? Can it go to 25, 26?
That's what I'm saying is weird about. Like, it's having a ebb and flow. Like, that's crazy. Like, that is so maybe Thrawn can get back up there, I guess, if it turns out the character doesn't look like shit.
I don't know.
Or at least maybe that's where the hold point is. Like, that's where it gets back to every time. Because this is kind of like, I don't know, man. Because it seems like it easily could get to 24, 25. Yeah, for sure.
Here's
Timothy. That's not usually a true statement. And actually, it's never been a true statement. Even like that book, excluding the pandemic, that one portion where all the books were getting hot, which I think is more of it. Like when it hit, when the show starts, the books start to go decrease in interest as the show goes on. No matter how good the show is, mind you. Like literally no matter how good the show is. I can't think of one show where the book got pre-show hyped and then went up.
Yeah.
So no matter how good Dave Filoni does, now let's say the flip side of that coin. Let's say the show bombs. This is going to drop crazy, or
I don't know. I think
Boba didn't drop. Boba didn't drop that much.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I think
Obi might be the only one that went up. I think Obi actually went up. Star Wars 2 has consistently gone up.
But that was because nobody knew everybody thought he was in Star Wars 1, Wayseeker. Not everybody. A large portion of idiots thought he was in Star Wars 1. So like that's a different scenario. Like I'm saying for the standard character, not even just in Star Wars, but across the board of this stuff, right? Like usually you get preview 1, cool. Preview, you might, preview 2, preview 1, list it, preview 1, list it, preview 2, sell it. Start a show, you better have that shit out of your fucking boxes. No matter how good it is. That's just the rule of thumb. That's how it used to be. That's what we're starting to get back to. That's just how it was. In pandemic, it was whatever shows can pump the shit out of this book will go up. And if they can talk more about it, the more you talk about it, the more ears it reaches, the higher it goes. It had nothing to do with the shows, had nothing to do with anything else. We're seeing now through this strategic portion up to this book so far that some of the old ways are coming back. We saw a preview that had Thrawn up 6%. We saw Sabine. We saw Hera have big parts. We saw, what's his name, have big parts. And those books went up above 10%. We saw Ahsoka come back out, which is the weird book. Ahsoka's the weird book. Because when you think about it, when Iron Man came out with Iron Man 2, did the price of Iron Man skyrocket? I mean, it was always a steady gainer after it, but did it skyrocket again and then fall off? No, it kind of just went stagnant and then stayed similarly stagnant. Just went up with the 10% that's supposed to go up every 2 years. You know what I mean? or I want to use a character. Here's one, Star-Lord. Did Star-Lord book, because he comes out with Guardians 3, did Star-Lord's book all of a sudden shoot up?
No.
No. Did it do it in Star-Lord 2 when it? No, that it didn't. Like, it didn't. It was stagnation. Like, that wasn't a book. Like, even the group book went down. Actually, the group book has, or not group, Rocket Raccoon has steadily gone down. Like, that's not typically what happens. So the Ahsoka one is funny because it is, when you start to see everything go back to the old way, the Ahsoka book should technically at this point be way less than it is. But it's just not there. So, I mean, yeah. I don't know. That's it.
Star Wars
it's weird.
40, yeah, it is weird. That's always been a weird one, though. Star Wars 42. This one had a really crazy range with a really weird sale last quarter that, threw everything off. Again, we had most of the sales were in that $1,200 to $1,800 range, and then there was that one $4,500 sale that somebody really wanted this book. It's probably dumb. Average sale price then.
I really want a 9.8. I just got 9.6s, man. I really want a 9.8, but I'll get one eventually.
So this was 2000, 10 sales, 427 of these on Census. What do we think this one's doing?
Can you give us how many sales there were? Give me how many sales there were.
I don't have that number off the top of my head. I have to see if I can pull up on my phone.
No, it's all right.
No, give me a second. I can go into my drive.
The crazy thing is that this book has been fluctuating a lot up and down. I think it's actually up.
I think it's down.
And maybe 1 or 2%.
I think it's down 4 to 6, somewhere in there.
Yeah, you gotta give me more than 5%. If you're 1 to 2, it's stagnant. Which I gotta agree with Dom. I think it's probably in the stagnation, either up or down 1 to 2%. I don't think it's more than 5% either way. Well, no, that's not true. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. No. And this is why, because the outlier for $4,500 is here. So this motherfucker's average price is down by like 12%.
7 sales. 7 sales.
Yeah, it's down. It's fucking down because there's no $4,500 sale on this one. This is a fucking trick question. I was born at night.
You think it's down? Bro. You think it's
down? Because nobody bought a $4,500 book. And you're using average range. Yeah.
Stagnant.
Wow.
Up.
Stagnant.
Basically.
Up 2%.
The low sale was down. The high sale was both down, but there was a lot in that really tight range of that.
That's fucking interesting.
2%, I told you.
But look at that Census again. Census jumped again by 24 on this one.
Wow.
Which is crazy to think that people are finding 9.8 still in this book.
Do not do this. Don't do this. This is the worst advice I've ever heard. Once again, don't ever do that. Don't do that. I knew a lot of people that were saying they were doing that. They weren't doing that. They were acting like they were doing that. They weren't doing that. They were not.
So, stagnant on this one.
You know what's funny? It's still a good book. And the funny thing is that it's a reprint of the super special that came out, and that never really gets loved, which is kind of ridiculous because that actually is the first. Well, is that like the 80? Is that the 81? The Wolverine 181?
No, it's completely different.
One's a magazine, one's a comic.
Yeah,
they're never magazines. Never have the same value as comics. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. Well, this is the first appearance in comics, not the first appearance.
People love Boba Fett, and I get it. So this is one that people buy because they want it and they're holding on to it. This is a collector purchase.
Yeah.
I still think it's crazy priced, personally.
But shit, if you could sneak one out for $11.80.
Yeah, $11.80 is a great buy.
Who the hell put this up for auction?
People do. People do, and they go when they go for auction. It's like once or twice a year they get things go for auction starting at $1. They generally go for pretty cheap. So you can find this one well under average sale price because, nobody's stalking the auctions for this book. And so when it happens, and not everybody has $2,000 to drop, on that auction either.
Agreed.
So you can find it.
It was kind of funny. Both 9.6s that I picked up were both in the $200 to $300 range that I bought.
Awesome, dude.
That's good. It's a good price. Yeah.
There's one on the Census on the eBay right now. Mm-hmm. 2,900 or best offer.
Yep. Yeah, and people that's one of those books where people will pay crazy money just to get it, and they won't just because they like Boba Fett. They're the doms of this world.
Yeah. I hate that. Everybody's got to copy me.
I don't think everyone's copying you. It's just there's a lot of you.
All right, how many sales
A
of
lot
this
of
book?
you.
How many sales of this book?
4.
Ooh. Ugh. It had to have gone up.
This one's been steadily going up.
I think
It had to have gone up.
4%.
Eh.
4%.
I'm gonna say it gone down because I bought one for $7. It wasn't graded, but I bought one for $7.
No, I think 9/8 in this have gone up because there's only, what'd you say, 4 sales or 7?
4 sales. 4.
4 sales, yeah. When it's
4%.
that small of sales on a book, it's either fucking, because somebody always puts a book for auction that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that they could have gotten like a $3,200 sale. And then, all right, I'm saying going up or stagnant, either way.
4%.
Whew, Marco's not going to be happy about this one.
Ooh.
You went down? What? Whoa! Oh, wow. Even the high went down.
Oh, yeah. No,
Wow.
4 sales in a very tight range, significantly below where this is.
Wow.
Okay, let me ask you a question now.
This is way too expensive for this book, by the way.
Obi-Wan show turned out to be a fantastic piece.
Nope.
What, if it still went down?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Why is this book $4,500?
Yeah.
This one's because it's, I mean, the census numbers are smaller than any other book.
It shot up when Obi-Wan series came out.
No. It shot. No, that's not when it shot up. It shot up when people figured out Obi-Wan. This was his first appearance.
Yeah,
that's when it shot up.
Okay.
After everybody's like nobody, because there was like none of these were graded. There was like 5 of these books graded. So they go, look, it's super rare. There's no 9/8. There's only 5 on the census. Oh my God, we gotta buy. And then all of a sudden you saw them online and go up.
Jeez,
I didn't even think about that. I should have. I just thought number 4 would have at least kept it stagnant.
Wow.
But what's the right price on this book anyways?
Huge drop on this one.
What is the right price on this book?
I don't know. I mean, I think this is teetering if this is a long-term. We don't know yet if this is a long-term key or not. But
I mean, it is. No. It's not. It's not that. It's not. Oh, hold on. It's not that it's not a long-term key. What is the effect? What is the There's still COVID pump effect, right? So what's the effect on that? And also, too, for a book that's this old, they just add 7 more onto the census. And by the way, there wasn't 153 like 4 years ago on the census. You know what I mean? 5 years ago on the census. So the census numbers jump. So how far does this go? 2,500? Because I don't think this book goes under 2, right? For a 9/8.
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah, I think 20. I don't know, man.
3,000.
45. Think about what you're saying here. Obi's first appearance, not even first cover, but first appearance of all time, right? And you're saying 4,500. Doesn't that sound like a little bit too much?
But you get Chewbacca.
Yeah,
right?
and for a secondary character too. Yeah.
Han right here.
And the Falcon, right? It's the first appearance of the Falcon.
Not as iconic. Cover sucks.
I mean.
Yeah, it's a solid key. No, it's a solid key. That's what I'm saying. It is a solid key.
No, it is.
Yes.
But it was one of those books that is an investment book. We were been debating on if this is an investment book.
I remember when Obi-Wan was coming out, Marco and Pete, and I don't know if you were involved, Wayseeker, but y'all kept talking about how this book was just so cheap, and you should buy them all, and people listened. I mean, I'm not saying listen to you guys, but
no, we have plenty imitators, but it was. I mean, at that point, this book was still only it was well under $1,000. But with that being said, I don't think when we say that, also we don't mean buy it. It's going to be a 40. I don't think at that point we were thinking this is going to be a $4,500 book. That just number is fucking astronomically too large. But is this in the $2,000 book range for a key? Is this a $2,000 key? Because keys have different levels, bro.
Yeah.
Is this a $2,000 key? Yeah, I think this is a $2,000 key.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's more.
Is it a $3,000 key?
I think it's a $3,000 key.
Yeah, is it a $3,000 key? It's definitely not a $5,000 key. I'll tell you that much.
But you were not expecting 28% down.
No, I wasn't either. Yeah. No, it's just because of the numbers.
Yeah. So that one was shocking when I went through that. And again, all the sales were in a really tight range.
Yeah.
So It's not like one sale dropped this thing down.
Yeah, no, I'm just surprised that all 4 were that low. I'm surprised. Well, see, that tells you if it's creeping towards the $3,000 level, and it's got multiple sales that are creeping that way, which is 4. Which I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but for this book, having 4 sales in a quarter is a lot.
Which is more than we've seen in any quarter. You're right.
Yeah.
Two has been the max for this one.
Now,
what's up?
Now that the series came and went, and it got mixed reviews. There's some people who liked it, some people didn't. But now, say if Marvel decides they want to come out with a ongoing Obi-Wan or like an Obi-Wan series, this will have some significant. It will shoot up because even with the comics that come out, if you get a comic book series, you'll get some kind of a little up. No.
Once again, Ruben said this. This is. I think you're not listening. This book, when we were talking about this book being super duper cheap, all of a sudden, content creators, and you know this, Dom, you've been here around long enough, they will go, shit, somebody just said this book's super cheap and undervalued. Let's go buy up as many as we can, and then we'll say the same thing, and we'll show it off, and they'll say the same thing, and we'll get people hunting for this book. And it was not a great, easy book it's a great book, not an easy book to find in high grade. That saying that type of stuff gives the whatnotters, gives the pumper and dumpers, they give them all the content they need. Because that's gaslighting these motherfuckers. They love that shit, dude. They'll set it on fire and they'll sell it to you 6 ways till Sunday. They didn't know that this was his first appearance. That's all you had to say. It didn't have shit to do with the TV show. It just had to do like, hey, you do know that that's not his first appearance. Obi's first appearance is not that. And as soon as that happened, as soon as that cat got released out the bag, oh shit, let's go buy this for $100. I mean, you could at that point. I think still at that point, right before that, because I said Pete, don't tell him, but I think I bought one of these for $65, and it turned out to be a 9.8, $65.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I mean these weren't in dollar. The 9.8s weren't in dollar bins. This was still a book that was, because people would say top, first five. First 5 was never under $20. You know what I mean? Right. So like, it's not like it was a dollar book. It was. I mean, it wasn't as expensive as this, but like. And if you're going to like, yeah, I got a 3.2 in a dollar bid. Yeah, sure. Okay. I get what I'm saying. But I'm saying is like in good condition, this wasn't actually a dollar book. Right. But like once you got that, then it blew up. And then that was when people were just throwing stupid money after stupid money. I mean, dude, go back and watch some of the stuff from 2020, 2021. Just go back and watch 2021. Go back and watch people's content from 2021. Watch what the fuck they were saying. If they're still around, watch what they were saying. If their channels are still around, it does not age well. But the shit that was happening, like this was happening, so you can't be mad at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2G's major issue. I think you're right. I think it's around 2G's.
We got one more.
My boy.
Yep.
See, this is what I'm saying. Go back. So Q1 sales were 41 for 45. This was higher than Star Wars 1.
Yeah.
There's no way this should be higher than Star Wars.
You actually, we go back to the tape. You thought this one was still going to go up. You actually argued the other way last 3 months ago. You can go back to
3 months ago.
It's because the census is so much lower.
Because the census is lower, yeah.
I know, but that's the low census.
But dude, in the last Wayseeker, if you haven't been watching how fast the market has changed since the last time we did this,
it's bad.
4 months ago.
Yeah, the market has changed.
Yeah. I mean, you're not even getting as many fake sales as you used to get, dude.
It's not getting better.
It has gone back. It has gone back to 2018. Like it's crazy how much. It's probably about 76%, 80% of what the market looked like in 2018. And I'm not talking price wise.
Here's the problem with this one. This book can't handle 4 sales.
Oh,
it can only handle 1 or 2 sales.
1 or 2 sales, yeah.
It just can't handle that many.
Well, that's
it can't handle a jump in census.
That's what happened. Is they saw 5,000 and they put that to auction and they got 3, and it come back up. All right, go ahead. Let's see what the next one is.
So I will say the sales on this one were 11.
11. Up.
Oh, yep, definitely up.
Up. I would say 6 to 10%.
I don't think so. That's got that 53.50. I could see.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I could see it closer to the $5,000 mark.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see that.
I'm gonna go with my gut.
I'll say 10%.
No, I'm going back to stagnation. I'm not seeing 10% on this.
Oof, we were
down
all
to
wrong.
11.
Oh, God damn.
Damn. Well, there's the $5,000 sale. There's the $3,000 sale. It was everything that was in between.
Yep.
It's fucked. Oh, because 11 sales.
But census again jumped up by 20.
Go back to the other one. Let me check the other one out compared to this one. See, that's evening out better. I mean, 33,500 doesn't seem off. Or go back to number one. Like, that seems like a $3,500 book, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The only problem with this, multiple reprints, so it gives an option for people not to pine over it. And, when they used to call them reprints.
I think I saw a 35-cent variant go for like 14,000.
Yeah, plus you have the 35, which is
which is the other thing where, like, if you're going big, you go with the 35-cent. Spend that.
But to be honest, like, overall, I know it says 11%, but overall, when you look at the range, this book didn't drop that much.
No,
when you look at the range, it didn't drop that much. Like,
yeah.
But 11 sales is a lot of sales for this book.
Yeah,
it's a lot of sales. Yeah.
So again, people are selling this book. I think that's what we saw overall. There've been more sales this quarter than the previous quarter overall, and that just shows you that people, I feel,
are trying to move books, and they're moving it for losses. And they're trying to move them for losses. That's the interesting part.
They don't. They have held on to things for so long that they just got to move some stuff.
But here is kind of the positive note on this. Besides, what book was it that was over 20%? Go back through these books.
The Canaan was 19 or 20 or whatever. Canaan was the big one.
No, what was the loss? What was the biggest
25.
loss?
Canaan was 25. And
what was the biggest loss? 19 here, 20%. So besides this, and that even with the range, it's not that horrible. Like, it's good to see that there is some stopping to the bleeding. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, so we saw, down 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 2-3, 3-3, 4-3 up, 5 up, 5 up. So 5 up, 5 down.
5 up, 5 down. That's a lot better. Because you asked me at the beginning, I said they were all down. We're 5 and 5.
It shows you, like.
And by the way, the range. I mean, when you're looking at the range, low end. This is what I'm talking. The low end range on a lot of these books that even went down. That's a break even low end range. Okay, I get it. Even with the other book, it was similar to break even on Star Wars 2, similar to break even on low end, which could be end of quarter because we don't know when these datas come out. The high ends are still like all of them are with. It wasn't like the one time where we're looking at 46%, like gashing, dude. So it is slowing. Like, this market is, like I said, it's correcting. Even I'll tell you from 16 to 18, when you went from 16 to 18, you saw these like 10 to 11% dips in some of these books. So it's not like that's a like, I guess it's a market correction at this point. It's not a deflation of the bubble. It looks like we're past that point on most of these books. Hopefully, knock on wood.
I don't know. July was pretty brutal. I can tell you that much. We'll see what next quarter does.
It was pretty brutal, but it also gave some ups to Kanan and Thrawn.
July was really slow for Star Wars because there's nothing right now, and we'll see what next quarter does.
Yeah, but next quarter, we'll
see what Ahsoka can push up.
Next month, Ahsoka's on hike is back out.
Yeah, so hopefully it will help. So we will.
But I mean, what was out here that stopped the bleeding on these books this quarter?
Mando, the end of Mando.
That didn't stop the bleeding on any. Mando had no effect on any of these fucking books.
Lizzo stopped the bleeding. As much as Tom doesn't want to admit it.
Lizzo stopped
the bleeding.
Jack Black.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what stopped the bleeding on these books? Nothing stopped the bleeding on these books. If it wasn't for, I mean, Mando kind of helped, I guess, but not really. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't take this all for bad. Don't take this. It's not bad. Like, everything's not going to be up. It's good to see people are selling out, but how much? 10 Star Wars key index. So we were at 16,700.
We started at 16.7. We dropped down to 14. We bumped back up, mainly because of Star Wars 2 and 1 kind of carried things. And Star Wars 2 and 1 really, the index is heavily favored towards the big keys.
Because it's so much more money.
Yeah, there were so much more. So that's the one bad part of the index, where you have 4 books that really carry the entirety of the index.
But see, this is where I'm saying it's not bad. You had your 2 top books go down, and you're still above Q4 2020, which was a pop. See what I'm saying?
Yep. No, I agree.
Not so bad.
I just hope we don't see. I hope we don't test like that.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem with next quarter. Ahsoka's going down. Kanan's going down. There's a little bit more room for Star Wars 1 to go down. A little bit, about $1,000 for Star Wars 2 to go down. Mace Windu's book is going to be about another $40. Now, here, let's go through this real quickly. Yeah, this index is about to go down to probably 12. Probably
I hope not. I hope Star Wars 1 and 2 rebound. We'll see.
I don't know if they're going to rebound, but if they get to be stagnant, I still, like I said, I think 1 is about where it should be, but I think 2 has got about $1,000 loss, which we're going to get hurt on. So
you could hope.
Our only hope, get this, our only hope is they say the word Revan
or
in
Bane,
a trailer.
Or Bane.
Revan.
Or Bane.
Or Bane.
Bane would help.
In a trailer, though. That's it.
I don't know if they say the trailer. I don't know. Maybe.
Or
no, not maybe. No, Dom, this is how the game's played. If they say it in the trailer, there's going to be a couple pops.
What happens if Filoni retcons and brings Ventress back to life?
When would he do that?
Mad, but then Ventress is no longer dead.
When would he do that?
What?
When? In this next quarter? We're talking
in the show.
He can't.
Because he wanted to bring her into Resistance. He wanted to retcon her once already and bring her back to life. It's Filoni. Totally possible that he could do something crazy like that.
It's not low enough yet. We've got another quarter for this to go a little bit lower.
Yeah. I can't see this index going below 12.
The only problem I have is in this in the next 4 months, what comes out besides an Acolyte trailer that pushes any books?
None.
Because Ahsoka's around the corner, so those books are going to start to drop. And those are the saving fucking grace.
Not pushing any of these books.
And that's the saving grace for any of these books. Like, we're not talking Star Wars, but these books, unfortunately, the saving grace this quarter has been the fact that a trailer popped out and we got Thrawn and the Rebel Squad. But next month, the only thing we got, Acolytes they gotta say it. They just gotta say it.
You gotta say it.
Unless, like, for some reason they do a teaser trailer. When's Ahsoka? In 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's 3 weeks.
Okay, so unless they do some weird teaser trailer like next week and that pumps up those books a little bit more, so we can get this month of high. I don't think there's enough time in this month to high offset the fall that's about to occur. So, shit.
So year over year could be really ugly.
Oh yeah, well year over year. I mean, it could go down to $10,000, and it's going to be a $6,000.
It's not going to 10.
Wayseeker, you know how easy that is? You ready? Go through the books again.
You're not losing. You're not going. This one's not going to.
This one could go down $500. So that's $500. Do math. 500. Go on, 500. This one could go down 1,000. It could go down 1,000. It could easily go. It just did.
It's not going down another 1,000.
It could just go down. Yes, it could. So that's another 1,000. That's 1,500. It just went down 1,000. You could go down 1,000. This one could go down. I don't know. Oh shit, that fucking sucks. This one could go down $250.
Okay.
This one definitely is going to go down probably $400 to $500. So say $450.
Okay.
This book's dropping. This is dropping sub 1,000. So, I mean,
$100 max.
A couple $100, $200.
I don't think it's getting 8.
Well, because I'm looking at the high. You're not getting 1425 out of this.
No, but I don't think you're gonna.
Well, it's gonna drop the average then below. It's gonna be 800. Well, go ahead. Okay, 200.
It's gonna be that much. This one flat. Probably.
Flat. Yeah, flat. Unless we get in the trailer. We're losing 20% on this book, so we're gonna lose $100.
We're probably going back to that 320.
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of $100 maybe on this. This will probably go another $50 down.
This is probably flat. It's been flat.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe $250.
What am I at right now? How much am I at?
25.50.
Okay, keep going.
This one another $20.
This is
maybe.
This is gonna sit where it is. Go. What else?
That's it.
At 25.
All right, so what were we at? 14. So we'll be at 12, not 10.
No, yeah.
We'll be under 12.
I don't think you can get to 10. 12.
We're gonna be 11 and change. That's pretty fucking close. That's closer to 10 than it is to 16.
If Ahsoka is good, then I think you will probably get to like that 13 range. I don't think you're going to hold 14 this quarter.
No, I don't think you're holding.
Even if Ahsoka is good.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're between 10 and 12. So let's call it 11. But
I think 13. I think if Ahsoka's good, it stays at 13.
There's a lot of money to be lost. That is
no. It's rough right now.
Like I said, even if Ahsoka's a good show, I don't think. I mean, when has that worked? When has that worked? How's Cassian Andor's fucking first appearance doing?
The only thing that could help is because we're going to get a movie.
Yeah, but it'll go down for a bit and then might. Could you imagine if you get 5 fucking snips at that? Holy shit.
We've never really seen a TV show into a movie.
How great is Ahsoka?
A TV show into a movie and how that affects comics.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
TV show into a movie?
Because it's going to be...
But it's not going to be a different character. Yeah, but it's not going to be a different character.
No, but you just wonder maybe the movie push, if there's another push, because, they'd realize that.
What about Flash? Flash was in a TV show and then went to a movie. How'd that work out?
Yeah.
But it was a different Flash.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. There might be another push because of the movie piece.
Yeah, if it comes down, it goes back up again, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only thing I can think about that character is she is extremely popular.
Yeah.
She might be the most popular character in Star Wars.
Yep. Other than Nubs.
No. Doubt it, man.
All right. We've gone almost 2.5. We can review the novel real quickly, or we can tape it for next week.
2 weeks. I'm suspended.
No, that's what I'm saying. We can tape it for next week so that when you're not here, I can still use the content. Or we can just cover it now. But
we can hold it.
It
was a good novel, but it's not.
No, I'm not gonna give. It's really a good novel.
It's not like it's necessary to review for like the sense of.
Just read it. It's good. It brings back 2 characters that showed up in comics before.
And there's some really interesting things about Order 66 in the book too. So
can we just cover it? Let's just cover it.
You want to cover it?
Yeah, cover it. You want to know why? Because here's the thing. This is what I think this is how I enjoy this type of writing is what I enjoy about Star Wars. First off, they give us the backstory. Pretty much they give us, they don't, and they left it open so we can do more. So for everybody that doesn't know, that read the comics, if you remember the 13th sister, this was her in comics, right? She was with this dude too. She was the one that there was a baby on the plane. She let it go. And then all of a sudden, was it the 5th brother or was it the Inquisitor that showed up?
Rise of the Red Plane.
Yeah, right. We're talking about this book right here.
Yeah, that's different on there, but whatever.
Say something real quick. Wayseeker, you weren't into that book. You were saying that you the book that when it's going to come out, you weren't really into it, and now you're saying the story is really good.
It's super good.
It's super good. So both you guys were really like so, but I think Wayseeker was more.
I thought this book was going to suck because it was some character that I didn't care about.
Mind you, the first couple chapters did fucking suck. They did. They sucked. Okay. Started off shitty, but it turned out to be pretty good. You know what it did? It did without giving away the entire book. It gave us a character that there wasn't a lot of depth on, and gave us a lot of depth that made sense. And any character that they added in that hadn't been added in before, they pretty much wiped off the board by the end of the story. So, like, if we're getting new Jedi Masters in, we're getting new Jedi characters in, they got rid of them by the end of the story. So you didn't have to be like, oh, crap, they're going to try to keep Santa Staros around for fucking 80, and we're going to have to see 15 of her living fucking people. They didn't do that. The only person, probably the mother or the planet that she's from, which is also a great thing. They left that to the end, and it wasn't someplace that was already there, and you had to be like, oh, shit. They created new places for us to actually go to see and gave us enough of a description of the place so we can understand how it actually worked, which was really crazy. So she's a species that we've never heard of before.
Right.
And by the end of the book, you at least know her species, the planet, and some of their intricate details.
And there's a story about her mom, being at one point a Jedi that got washed out, which is really fascinating to see the Force connection between a mother-daughter.
Which they kind of like you knew that was coming throughout the book, but
it was good to lay it out in canon and flesh it out a little bit, you know.
And she did have a little bit of feelings for somebody, but it didn't become, every time we look away from each other, is he looking at me? Am I looking at her? Blah, 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 bullshit.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. It explained a lot, too. You know what was really cool about this book? They did a great job where I didn't think about it, but like when you think of Order 66, right? We're always like, holy shit, how many Jedi were left for Order 66? This did not fuck around with that at all. They're like, look, and they made a good point that I never thought about. How many Jedi died during Clone Wars?
Yeah. Well, like in this book, you just saw like the majority of the Jedi died during Clone Wars.
Because when you think about it, like, how did the clones, like, there's hundreds of fucking, like, the temple's full, right? There's hundreds of masters. There's hundreds of knights. There's, besides the Padawans that fucking Anakin killed off. So how the fuck do a couple clones take over a Jedi temple? Yeah. Well, and here they explain how, is because as the war was going on, masters were dying left and fucking right. And they didn't do the stupid Yeddle fucking Dooku thing, which I never liked that, how that ended. They did it in different ways where it was like, okay, this one sacrificed themselves to save some Padawans while falling down. One of them dies from hitting a slug and getting its eyes pecked out. Like, you'd love it, Dom, because it's really fucking, there's a lot of grotesque stuff in there.
Yeah? Oh, shit.
Yeah, but like,
it's like you just lose one to each battle. Like a battle comes, couple die. Battle comes, couple die. Battle comes,
they kill off a couple knights.
We're talking years of all these battles, and you just like the temple. They're like, it's empty. Like she's walking around, and she's like, there's nobody here except for this.
Like starts to get numb to the funerals.
Just meditates all day.
Yeah,
like,
starts to get numb to the funerals. And it also sets up something very interesting, like where they always talk about the fault. There really is, like, even some of the Inquisitors, the fault of the Jedi Orders, what turned like her specifically to be an Inquisitor, which is very funny how they let, like, when you're always questioning how the fuck did Anakin Skywalker get away with doing all this dumb shit, and there was no other Jedi that were trying. To be honest, she's a mirror of Anakin. Mm-hmm. She has a lot of the same traits that Anakin Skywalker had, but you see it go the other route where she's not called the Chosen One, so she doesn't get some old Jedi protecting her ass and all that other stuff, where they try to put her in line to the Jedi Order. And instead, she's wondering, why the fuck am I not out there producing more? She's really got a warrior type aspect. She thinks outside the box, just like, I don't know if you caught that, Wayseeker, but it is the mirror image of Anakin Skywalker without the Chosen One tag on her. And they actually put her on the sideline a bunch, and she did shit that, like, in Clone Wars, you see Anakin do all the time. Also, too, as a Padawan, she got promoted to a fucking Jedi Knight before she should have. She didn't have to go through the trials. So, you know what I mean? So, like, it was really...
They needed Jedis at that point. She lost masters. That was the other thing. These Padawans lost their masters. They couldn't sign new masters because they didn't have enough masters, so they just turned them into Jedi Knights. Could have said, oh, we can't find you a master, so we're just going to knight you.
Yeah, knight you. And then you're going to try to teach other people when you haven't finished it. It really is like all the loophole bullshit with Anakin Skywalker where you're like, well, that doesn't fucking make any sense. This book explained it a little better. Now, does it explain, like, does it really explain why Anakin was whatever? No, and they let all that go. No, but it explains, like, hey, this is a way it could have happened. Like, as he says, like, all of a sudden, Jedi Knights are dying left and right. They have not enough Jedi Knights. They definitely don't have enough masters. So what do? That crew that's like 15, 16-year-olds, you draft them into the war, dude. You just make them up and you put them in. And it's sink or swim time. And that's where your trait was. It was really cool how they did it. And it wasn't like it's not like, you know, sometimes books get too preachy about all. Like, they fucking definitely did. Did you catch this one, Wayseeker? They did the devil in the fucking garden.
Yeah.
They 100% pulled something out of the fucking Bible and did it throughout the fucking thing.
With the statue and that planet where she like falls asleep, that one?
No. They did it with the guy, the tiger guy.
Oh.
The guy that they like every time she went there, she was Adam going into the garden talking to the snake. It was there. Like, it was.
Yeah, well, I just saw it, like, even in like the time where she goes on a Sith planet and it's just like it's home for her. And then she finds herself waking up in the middle of the night, like around the.
Oh, well, because she had the dreams too. Yeah.
There's some of those aspects of it where, like, it was solid. It made you actually like this character. And again, it really did show you the problem of not having any attachments to people who really need attachments to survive.
It's not a really long book.
Some Jedi can survive without attachments. They're good. This person needed more structure to survive as a Jedi, and it didn't allow for the structure. It didn't allow for the companionship. It didn't allow for the friendship, and it destroyed her.
There was hundreds that ended up dying.
And then what was so fascinating was the Inquisitor didn't allow for that either. It was so competition based.
The Inquisitor thing was crazy. I actually thought it was really cool how they addressed it, because we saw in the comics, I always thought Inquisitor just went in and Vader cut off a couple pieces, and that's how that ended. And they kind of took it they actually made the Grand Inquisitor look a lot. They brought him back. I think they even did a better job in the comics at the end when he's fiery bitch boy. Like, I thought that sometimes the Grand Inquisitor, especially as the comics went on, made him weaker and weaker.
Yeah.
They did not do that in this book. They explained why he was the fucking Grand Inquisitor and did it. Everything that Obi-Wan failed to do with Inquisitors, this book did. So, would you agree with that, Wayseeker?
If you didn't read the book, basically, the Inquisitors were encouraged to battle and kill each other. Like, do as much damage to each other as possible without actually killing each other. Like, they would fight to the point where, like, they'd lose arms or, like, lose limbs and just spend, like, months of the time in the back to tank as a way of saying, like, you're going to have to get stronger, and the only way to get stronger is to fight one another and to realize...
Yeah, steel sharpens steel. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was just... It was really fascinating to see how they all turned against each other.
But I think even on to the point of how they... Because they show you how she really turns. Like, she was kind of turning. But then they even, like, there's a point where she kills somebody, and she's just like, yeah, and...
Hey, did they talk about the Ninth Sister?
She's in here. Yep.
Yeah.
Ninth sister, seventh sister, fifth brother.
Lose a hand. Yeah.
Second sister. They're all in here in some regards.
What was the beef between her and the fifth brother? I can't remember. It didn't seem like she just didn't like him.
The fifth brother didn't like her, so she was unique. Out of all the Inquisitors, maybe other than the Grand Inquisitor, she wanted to become an Inquisitor. Most of the other Inquisitors
that's right,
had to go through extreme torture where they had to leave their Jedi behind before they were ready to become Inquisitor. She never fit in with the Jedi and just felt
that's why he didn't like her.
And he didn't like her because she didn't have to go through the torture. She was just an Inquisitor through and through because that was her first way where she found out that she was.
Yeah, which was super weird because her test, like, I kind of wish we saw kind of the other stuff in the books where Vader was taking him apart or torturing him. But with her, she really did because of Satan and because of the tiger and the fucking whatever. It was really palps the whole time. And when they stopped there, they were going to shoot her and they put their guns down. Where it was like, hey, you really give a shit about the Jedi? And she's like, yeah, no, I don't. And they're like, okay, cool. So she got to walk around where all the other Inquisitors were all armored up. And she kind of felt like that was part of her training too, because it pissed her off that they had all armor and they had red lightsabers and she didn't. So I think it just it naturally took her down the path, which I like the writing on that, how it did. It was nothing. The one good thing about this book, this is the anti Ireland book. There was nothing forced in this book. It all smoothly ran through and gave you, there was not fluff in the book. There wasn't any bullshit. It was like, yeah, okay, there was no point where I was like, hold on, let me go back and read that again because that shit doesn't make sense. Yeah. It was like, yeah, of course she found out who her mom was. Of course that's who her mom was. Of course they figured out the planet. Of course this is the guy who told her about the planet. Of course she became a Sith. Of course she said, yeah, fuck the Jedis. Of course all that, like everything that she did, you were like, yeah, that makes a fucking lot of sense.
And it was,
it made sense out of the Inquisitors too. It made sense out of, because I think the Inquisitors got lost between the comic books and some of the novels, the TV show, and like, unfortunately, the Obi show. Like, I think we lost some of the Inquisitors. If the Inquisitors were portrayed like they were in this book, I think they would have potential to have a sideshow, like a show made off of the Inquisitors.
Oh, absolutely. I think what was so fascinating as well is you get to see Palpatine say, "Don't kill this Jedi." Like, so like in that chip, he was able to communicate to the clones.
Oh yeah,
the ones where he thought that would turn to the dark side. So it wasn't like this command of kill all Jedi. They purposely knew not to kill her because Palpatine knew from the very beginning that she was questioning the Jedi and didn't want to follow the Jedi way. So that was fascinating about why some survived, is because this chip allowed for them to have some sort of nuance about who to kill and who weren't not to kill.
And it surprisingly showed a little bit of insight that we hadn't quite had to Mace Windu before, too. Mace Windu, as far as running the Jedi. It was very interesting. It was interesting.
Was there anything that was retconned or something that didn't match up?
No, they had her at the fight. In the first couple chapters of part 1, they have her start off where she goes down to Geonosis and they do the where Padme and Obi, and that was something fucking. I was thinking about that too, and I was like, yeah, that's fucked up. So like they're prisoners and they got out, right. And she was there, and that's where they showed like a bunch of they did show a bunch of people dying there, more than we saw on screen. And what was very interesting too was the author doesn't tell you, but leads you down the thought process of like, wait a minute, why the fuck did we just sacrifice 100 Jedi for 3 fucking people? It was not a good plan. Like the plan in itself wasn't a good plan. You were going to sacrifice over 100. Like they knew they were going to lose people. For 3 people, they were about to lose. And what's the difference if those 3 people die? You
saw friggin' Django Fett get his head cut off by Mace Windu. She was
right.
There. Oh, that's
right.
pretty... Huh,
but the point is, if they didn't send all of them to save, like I guess he was the chosen one because he was the chosen one. Because if they didn't save his ass, none of it would have happened. They would have had tons of Jedi Masters. They would have had more than enough for an invasion. They would have had more than enough Jedi Knights. They would have been able to re-up their ranks through age and everything. It literally, them saving Anakin Skywalker, Padme, and Obi-Wan was the downfall of the Jedi fucking Order. Legit ass.
The other thing I thought was really fascinating too is Yoda makes this line about even if you fail as a Jedi Padawan, we'll find something for you to do in the temple. So no,
that was as a Jedi Knight.
Well, this is when she was a Padawan. She wouldn't become a Knight. And so
no, it was when hold on.
Go
ahead. That line, just because I did read the book today, that line was when she had done the 2 years of service after she was already a knight. Because they said, we're going to give you one more chance. And she goes, so you're saying you're going to kick me out of the temple? They said, no, you'll always have a spot in the temple. We'll find you a spot.
But we see that with one of the characters here that works in the library. There was a person who was a Padawan that just didn't cut it. And so he was working in the library as this, researcher or whatever. And what was so fascinating is it seems like Palpatine intentionally targeted the Jedis that couldn't cut it and turned them to the dark side as his spies within the temple because they were upset with the Jedi for not actually letting them cut it. And so one of the characters in this book who really is important to Iskat, who's kind of serves as one of her mentors, was a Palpatine spy.
And that's the one I refer to as Satan in the Garden.
Who was, saying, that's not right that the Jedi are doing this to you, putting you on the sidelines. You got to make your own path. So it was just fascinating to see how Palpatine was targeting those Jedi that, didn't cut it. And,
all the master plan for this, they gave you, Ruben, you got to read it because they gave you tons of in-depth detail of and it makes, how let's be honest, a lot of shit in the prequels, there's lots of gaps that they have to this day never filled and didn't make sense. And they start adding new shit like the Inquisitors. That didn't really make sense. Well, it fucking all makes sense now. And not only does it make that wasn't just that Palpatine would use those spies to feel out the people to target, but then also too, where they're like, oh, well, why didn't Palp just destroy the Jedi more? Well, that's it. He sent the people to go save where they lost a lot of the Masters and Jedi Knight was to save Pat. He knew that was going to because they always said he knew this was going to happen because he saw it in dreams, and you're like, yeah, right. He didn't really do much because of whatever, but he did because sending those people was the downfall of the Jedi Order. And I know you love that. I know you love that, Ruben. I know you love getting into like, what it really means. And this book, dude, I'm telling you, when you get through it, man, if you can listen to it or whatever or the next week, just do it.
Don't let the first 40 pages throw you off.
Yeah, the first 40
pages were pretty bad. Just because you got like her master and they're going after some relics and it's just a dark side relic.
There might be some referencing to this book, like not to the characters in this book or anything, but there might be some likelihood of this in the Acolytes. It seems like it's going to be. It seems like this tone can be carried for Jedi leaving the Jedi Order and becoming something else, because it wasn't like with her. Like it just even okay. So the Grand Inquisitor converted because he wasn't quite. He was just jealous of New and not being able to do the research and everything else, right? We all know that. That's the story they gave us. It's kind of a hole-filled story. It doesn't, oh, you're just jealous of the master that was ahead of you. Like, she wouldn't let you read some books, so you got fucking mad and went to the dark side. Okay, kind of makes sense, but doesn't. In her case, she was literally going like, I did everything you trained me to do and did it right, but that's not the position you want me to do, and I could have saved lives, and it would have helped, and we would have lost so many people, and this and that and this, and all you want me to do. There's one thing where she goes on a mission with another Jedi Knight, and he comes back, and they say, how did the mission go? It says, we did a great job. We got him out of there. We did everything else. She was like, what the fuck, man? You didn't tell them how good I did and that I saved it. It was all me that won it. And she got jealous of that, thinking that he was shitting on her. And the guy explains, the other Jedi Knight explains, we can't tell them what actually happened. We can only tell them the Jedi Masters, we can only tell them the bare fucking minimum. If we tell them that we actually did something, even though it was great, and they praise us for it, we're going to get fired from our jobs pretty much.
Yeah.
That's how crazy it was. That's how crazy it was. And it makes sense. And I'm paraphrasing, by the way. I'm not going to give away what happened.
And at the end of the book, she gets pissed off because Vader does the same thing. So, like, she's the one who takes the kid in the comic book, right? Out of Eth Koth's hands.
Yeah.
So Vader comes back and says, you Inquisitors did a great job. Thank you for your job. And she's like, they didn't do shit. I did all that. Why aren't you telling the truth?
Wow.
And so that's why she turns against Vader. She's like, no, if you're going to do the same thing the Jedi did to me and not give me credit, I want nothing to do with you. And so it was just the same thing. The same dynamic was where she
Did they have part of the comic in there too? Did they mention?
Yeah,
the end of the book goes right up to the comic. Yeah. There was a gap of like 2 years, so you could theoretically do another book, but I don't think they're going to do another book. It's not necessary.
Who's the guy with the black with the
this guy? He was in the comics too. What was his name?
Tulon?
Yeah, him.
Tulon, or I forget his name.
They actually give both. Huh?
Is he a Twi'lek?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he dies too, though.
He dies.
He dies in the cop. Yeah, the Vader kills them both.
Yeah,
but dude, and they came up as Padawans together. The funny part about that is they actually give a great insight too into him. Like they only do it in like 5 pages, Wayseeker. When he goes back to the planet, he's got he's
there where they interact.
Maybe. Yeah. But they give a little bit of what, like, why he's a little different. Everything he has to go back. He actually, the Jedi had him spy on his own people, who were also helping. The Republic, which is the weirdest. So you get to see these little arcs where you're like, oh, I could see now why there was distrust. I could see. It never made sense to me why some of the Inquisitors switched over, right? I don't give a fuck about the torturing and everything else. It just doesn't make sense. Like, especially the Grand Inquisitor. Still to this day, it doesn't really make sense. Why these two? It makes sense. Yeah. It does make sense why these two became Inquisitors.
Yeah. And there's also a really cool scene, which we didn't talk about, which was a mercenary who traps some Jedi into his, like, personal cave.
Oh, yeah.
And they go in and they, like, have to kill these Jedi that are trapped in, in this personal, fortress or whatever. And she's just totally badass and how she's able to, like, take out these Jedi and play with them and toy with them.
But she's good. She's good in the first chapter. She's good when she gets onto Geonosis.
Yeah. So, like, once you get there, but that was a really cool 30 pages just to see, her take down some Jedi that she knew and, like, the revenge factor of why she's doing things, playing an effect, and how she just toys with people.
Well, okay, well, the first one was the girl. I mean, David described her as like looking fucking, sick and she hadn't eaten in a while. So
sure,
that
just like uses the force choke to like snap it. It's just pretty fun. And then the master who's trained her with lightsaber battles. They have a lightsaber.
That was the crazier one because of what happened earlier in the book.
Yeah.
Not to give it away, but that was crazy. I like that portion.
Yeah, it was good.
But yeah, I mean that was good. Like they did a great job. The action scenes are really good. There was, like I said, once again, it's not about. It's probably what you wanted, and now it wants you to have. You want more interaction, not even with the character. I think I feel fulfilled with the character.
Yeah, right. Don't need to do anything more with the character.
But now I want more on that planet and the species, and I want to see a little backstory on that stuff, a little bit more, like a little. It doesn't have to be a whole novel, but I want, like when they did Planet of the Sith and stuff like that. Like I want something like that where it goes back and it's like, because I tried to dig for that planet everywhere, and all it is was the shit about the new, the stuff that was in the novel. I'm like,
that's kind of cool. So you guys are looking to get the book from the San Diego Comic-Con, the one that was limited, just to have in your collection now?
I got it for like $40. I'd buy it, but I'm not spending $100 on it. Like,
yeah, I'm not spending more than I spent on this book.
It's a cool cover. I like the cover.
Yeah.
To be honest, I already read the book, so
it's a good book. Which I had really low hopes on it because it was like, why are we telling a story of a back character on this Inquisitor that I don't care about? But it answered a lot of good questions about the Clone Wars and the Jedi, and
I know people collect those novels, but like I used to do all the Barnes and Nobles, and when it became too hard just to even go to Barnes and Nobles, I stopped collecting those ones. So like, no, with novels, I just read whatever's easiest for me to grab. Because
I think both of you would like it.
3 days ago, Wayseeker said, "Did you read the novel?" No, you should have. And I was like, "Okay, well, I'll read it then." I read it.
And you should.
No, I think you. I think both of you will. Dom, you probably should read it. I don't know.
It's a good story. That's all you ask for.
You definitely should read it. I think like Ruben's insight of his where he overthinks shit that isn't fucking. I think this is perfect because it lines up with that storytelling. Kinds of like we talked earlier about fansies and everything else. It seems like this person. Whoever it is what did this person write besides
Delilah Dawson did she do I forget one of the Phasma book?
Yeah.
She might see
the only problem I had with Phasma was too much like Tarkin.
I know, really but I like the Phasma book because I like the planet that was like a Mad Max type of planet that she was on. And the way she like awarded.
Yeah, but that's kind of like Tarkin, where they put him on different planets. Like, I mean, like it's too similar. But I mean, it was still a good. I'm not saying Phasma was a bad book because it was a good book, but this book is like it's good. It's probably
a scale of 1 to 10. What do you think?
If they should write all Star Wars like this,
8.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you give that. Okay.
I mean, it does have it's got a lot of that. It's a cleaner version of Dark Disciples. It's a cleaner version of I don't know. You know what it does? It does a lot of the stuff that Chuck used to do, but a little bit cleaner than two. When like when you had him do the Aftermath series and stuff like that. If you like that type of writing, if you like Dark Disciples, it's a lot like that too. Like it has that feeling for you where you're not wasting pages.
No,
there's not wasted pages here. It is a very tight story. The little bit that slows down from action is just to get you to the next thing to make coherent sense out of the story. And it besides the first fucking 4 chapters or 3 chapters.
Yeah. Once you get the Geonosis on, it's solid. Just that battle in Geonosis was good.
Well, it's kind of cool to go back to Geonosis. To go back there and stuff like that in a different point of view.
Dude, it starts, once they get the wall, I'm not gonna say, but the wall thing, fucking, I saw it happen and I was like, oh shit. I mean, they have no fucking problem in this book murking motherfuckers. I mean, they just start murking. I mean, they come out going, they come out swinging. So
yeah, I hope she gets a few more books because she clearly knows Star Wars and knows how to fill in gaps.
Yeah.
You know what? If this book gets great reviews like you guys are giving, she'll probably she'll make a couple more books.
Like, when you saw saw people like when you saw Chuck write books, you're like, oh, he gets Star Wars. Who was the one who wrote Ahsoka? You saw her write.
Okay.
Gray, yeah. Okay. Gray, when she was writing, you're like, okay, Gray gets Star Wars, especially Leia. She did a great job. Cavan's always been hit or miss with some of his stuff. He just has, and that's okay. But those are like people when you think of Star Wars, and then of course, I mean, like Timothy's on a different level, so we can't fucking. But when you see those people, you're like, cool. When you see this book with her, you're like, she gets it. She definitely fucking gets it. So yeah, you're right. I'd love her to get more characters. I'd love her to get. I mean, I don't even know whatever character. You know, when we're like, Dom, you're like, oh, well, they should do a story on that character. Like, no, Dom, they shouldn't. But no, if they give it to her, yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a story on that character. And they literally use, it's the most random thing. They have a black skin Twi'lek and a red skin. What the heck is she?
I forget even what race she is.
I even forget what it is because it's so rare.
Yeah.
But she did not take the whole book to explain. She explained who she was, where she was from, and what she was, which was part of the motivation for the character. But she didn't. It wasn't like over. She'd bring it up to remind you, but it wasn't overwhelming throughout the book. You know what I mean? And then when it happened, it made sense. By the way, one of the Baba Fricks.
Pecorian. She's Pecorian from Pecorian.
And the Baba Frick tells her that that's where she's from. Dom, so there's a Babu Frick in the book. So there you go.
I like that. Okay, there you go.
There you go. So it's a sale on that too. So yeah, I mean it was, and to be honest, she quickly would incorporate newer species that we've seen, like the Tiger Lady. Remember Tiger Lady from High Republic?
Yeah.
It's a he version of that. There's a Babu Frick in there. There's a bunch of characters that they put in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good. Buy it. I would say 9, by the way. 9 out of 10. Like if every Star Wars writer, like if Charles Soule could write like this, if Ireland could write like this, game over.
Yeah, me and Marco don't usually agree on novels, so that's okay.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. No, this is not.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, it was really good, man. It was good.
I was afraid. I'm like, Marco, you got to read this one. It was good. He's going to come on the show and say it was horrible.
Well, yeah, he told me that after I read the first 10 pages. He's like, you got to read this one. I'm like, fuck, this asshole's going to get
a novel.
I'm going to fuck. Huh?
All of a sudden, a novel that nobody wanted, that you two guys didn't want, didn't make any sense, and look, boom.
Yeah.
Well, no, the reason, yes, I agree, but the reason why is because they have fucked a lot of that up lately. Yeah. Like usually when they've given us these one-off characters, you've been like, oh, cool, I got to read a childhood. We're gonna try to bang everybody book, and it's like that's not what I want. Like, and I don't think that's a lot what Star Wars fans want. I think a lot of us, like Ruben, like we want like in-depth. If you're gonna give us a novel, make it relevant.
Yeah.
Like. Just make it fucking relevant. Like make it a decent.
I like how it fit in the story without like jamming itself in the story.
Right.
Make no sense. Just like worked around. That's pretty. I like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what it does. So, do I have a Kenny? They don't have Kenny Roger Roosters.
Roosters for Seinfeld. But
I don't know what that is, but they don't have those up here.
I don't know what that is. You know what's up?
Is it Chicken Shack? I take it like a Chicken Shack, right?
Yeah, it's like a Kenny Rogers. Yeah. Like
is a Chicken Shack like just a drive-through KFC
like
or something? Yeah, like KFC. Okay.
Yeah.
No, we don't have those up here. Yeah, but that was it. So buy the book, read the book. Ruben, if you get a chance, listen, do it. I don't even know if you can listen to it on audio, but I wish this might revive Jedi. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to try to listen to audio because I had cataract surgery in April and I still can't see right here.
You probably
So I'm gonna have
listen to it. I don't know. Yeah, I would like to hear what the input of listening it to was. So like, I mean, it was. I think we're overselling it now, but I don't think we are. I think when you read this book, I think that's where you're saying, like, Dom, that's what we're saying here. Like, the book wasn't too much. It was only 300 and some pages.
320, yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's fine. 340,
320.
So yeah, I mean, it connects to so many things. Like you can even get something like on Barless. So you with like
the only shit that was
dealer. So you're like, oh, this would totally make sense for like, setting something up for Afro. Like all of these little things, but it was done so naturally. So like
the only thing that was bullshit
would sell Jedi and Sith artifacts. And so,
the only thing that was bullshit is one of the biggest things that I fucking hate is that they introduced crocheting into fucking Star Wars, and she brought up crocheting in Star Wars.
There's always one thing,
and I do think it was her that did it, and she was so happy that she brought that.
Yeah,
to Star Wars.
I kind of hate
hate
real life like Earth things on in Star Wars. I had this. Yeah, I'm not a.
No. I don't hate that they did that. I hate that she was happy that she did it because I think it must be her because it's whoever the author was that brought it in. Like when they asked her what she liked best about her book, her only synopsis was, "Oh, it's a great book, but I brought crocheting into Star Wars, so I'm really proud of that." And at that point, I was like, "Fuck you and your book."
Crochet.
Crochet.
It must be her because they talked about crocheting.
Wow.
But it was just like very fast.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No. It's good.
No.
Jedi's not here, so we're going to stop 5 minutes early. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Make sure you talk about all the great shows. I think Ruben's coming back next week. Wayseeker, you will be suspended for antagonizing Ruben for the 18th week in a row.
We
warned you.
This
all that bullshit
comes out on Wednesday.
Listen,
I will watch all the episodes on Wednesday.
And watch all the stuff. Watch all the stuff. Watch all.